The world may never know. Please check the video resolution. The current resolution is... Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Which is not optional, it says. My video resolution is too high.
Yeah.
Okay.
Minimize your thing.
All right.
There's no option.
So I don't know if the chat can hear us though. They shouldn't be able to, really.
I mean, I don't even see us live. It still says waiting.
All right. Well, we might be live.
It says
now.
live.
Yeah. Hey, chat. Let us know if you can hear us. YouTube was giving me a warning. They're like, "Hey, you want to bring 4K streams to your, the people that are subscribed to you? How about no?" So let us know if you can hear us. Stream is.
We're live.
All right. So did that create 2 streams on the channel just now? Because that would really be dumb. Hey guys, how are you?
We are.
I'm trying to make sure everything's all right. Let us know, guys, because again, I'm moving this office around and all this crap. I just moved. So some issues here. We'll probably end at about the same time as normal. Just took a minute to get going, but I'm really stalling to make sure everything's all right. If we're getting you guys checking in the background and all that good stuff. But hey.
Yeah. I can hear us and everything.
Okay,
we're doing good.
Awesome.
I can hear us.
Thanks for joining us. D-Batch is changing out. He borrowed his kid's Fisher Price cell phone. And he has to go back to his computer now. So he'll be back soon. But we do have Tim Dog showing up in a minute or two. And then Zauker Fonz obviously is... well, you're already here. Fonz, how you been, bud? Another RDX, another show. And let's salvage this.
Yeah. It's going to be a good time today. Really, folks, just keep, listening. We're going to have some great stuff to talk about. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Zauker, what about yourself? And don't do it so fucking fast.
Oh, what do you mean I want to do it fast? I don't do it fast. No, I'm doing good, man. Glad to be back on the show. Glad we got everything going. I know we've had some technical stuff, but hey, the chat's waiting. Like we had over almost 300 people waiting for us. So the chat's excited. I'm excited. Let's get it.
Yeah, we did. And then D-Batch said he will be right back. So, chat, let us know what you've been playing. Let us know what kind of big news there might be. Myself, I was told something last night, or no, it was over the weekend. I was told to wait until about this time to talk about it. So it's not like, it's not like we don't have a decent track record on the channel or nothing. So some information for you guys that should be pretty interesting. Kind of shows you the direction some of these companies are going, but. Of course, we will get to that. Enjoy the gameplay. 2K. 2K.
In the chat, they're like anything but 2K gameplay, man.
Oh, man. You got to look at these dancers. Look at them. That's just how it is, bro. Seriously. You know what? I actually have the ability to change that out now. So, Cat, not now, Cat.
I say change it, bro.
We already got 5 people invested in these cheerleaders. We already got 500 people watching them dance. So we gotta... We got to kind of.
I mean, what is he going to change it to? This is what he plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good point. That and Call of Duty multiplayer. I do have some multiplayer.
Play Omno or something.
But anyways, again, shout out to 500 guy. Already waiting on us, guys. Thank you. We do appreciate it. Hit the like button if you haven't. Tell a buddy or two. We do got some pretty decent topics today, but of course, we're gonna do our best to make those decent topics great. And I do got to start with a shout out to the patrons. Patron shoutouts in the patron tier. The shout out tier: Fort Boy Gaming, Dave Incubus. It's been a while, brother. Good to see you back. Ricky Fallon. We've also got Darge Knight, Faultline Z, Not Silik, God's Geeks. He is God's Geeks once more, and he will be on the show.
Yes, finally.
Bad Boy Live. Shout out to him. Achievement and Inno Polymath, mod of the show, along with Lethal Papa, Obi-Wan, and many others. Shout out to him. Zordon, Costanza, Scout Trooper 74, KY Bob, Goose 8402, Straw Hat Khalifa, Assassin Lupa, Foreign Object. We've also got Gab Queest, Foreign Object, man. I tried to play games with him over the past week, and the schedules couldn't align. Gab Queest, Teo, John Blue, Vecball, Steve Eater X, Real Deal Nil, as well as Suicide King, Tasteless Genie, Michael Bowen, Guillermo Cabillo, All Might, Dark CMF, and Alfonso Hogan. Shout out to those guys in the patron shout out tier. That link's down below. Let's talk about, please tell me one of you guys saw this Hellblade update. Anyone? I mean, you had to have seen this.
Nope.
It's
I saw.
It looks pretty good.
It does look pretty good. It's a director's cut, right?
No, they're charging for that later.
Oh, they didn't charge you. Oh, cool. Huh. It's
Yeah.
weird. I thought they did.
No,
Oh.
you must get your information.
Just a free upgrade on a 3-year-old game, a Series X upgrade. Hey, man, it's pretty nice of them.
Yeah. You know what? This was practice.
Right?
This was
I mean, did you see it on the Series X yet?
it's amazing.
Yeah, it actually looks really nice, and I know I think the like performance mode doesn't have ray tracing, but even if you switch it, like I went to all 3 like modes, it looks insane, man. And it also even got promoted on like the Xbox Game Pass PC thing too. It was on the front page, like because apparently they put some patches on it for PC also.
You know what's kind of sad though is you got guys that are saying last generation game can't run 4K 60 plus ray tracing. I don't think these guys even have a computer, let alone know what it's like to even try to run this game in ultra settings. Like D, it's still one of the most demanding games. By the way, D Batch is back. Shout out to D. It's still one of the more demanding games on PC today.
Yeah, it definitely is. I haven't got to play it yet, but I have seen some of the footage, and it does look really good, man. Honestly, I'm impressed with Microsoft lately. They're really firing on all cylinders, man. This I wasn't expecting this, so this was like a surprise to me. That's why I don't have it downloaded. And to be honest with you, I never really played the first iteration of it, and this has got me interested. So I am going to be trying it later this week. But it looks fantastic, and it just goes to show you that over time, games are going to get better on the Series X, and that Microsoft cares because this was quite a bit older game, right? They didn't have to do this, and they did it, and they did it free of charge. There was no, hidden $10. It was just free of charge, and if you're a Game Pass subscriber, it's absolutely free. It's included with your subscription. So, man, it's
You said
good.
no hidden $10 fee.
Yeah.
None whatsoever.
Well, I don't know, because that seems to be the standard these days. You know, if
it's
you want
no
the next gen
next-gen.
upgrade,
Chat
you
let us know if there's a
pay
bonus
$10.
hidden $10 fee anywhere.
So you're getting extra value over at Microsoft, man. They're giving it away for free, man.
And it wasn't
How
like
could
a
they do
big
that?
deal. It wasn't like a big deal, right? It wasn't like something they were like, you got it. It's like just a Monday, like, hey, here you go. We upgraded this for free. Enjoy. That's it. Like no hassle. All you got to do is install, and with smart delivery, if you have a Series X, it goes over. And if you have a video card on your computer that can do it, you'll start getting those features also. A lot of them. So it's like, dude, it's like this. It's like the compatibility is insane.
I asked that question on Twitter. How can, they put this patch out and not charge for it while other companies are charging for it? And I just got a mess of fanboy fighting going on in my in my thread. I just deleted the post. It was so stupid. It was mind-numbingly dumb. The amount of people and it was on both sides. I'm sorry, folks. Sony guys, Xbox guys, you guys were using it as just fodder, and it was ridiculous. But it was a legit question. How can they go about not charging for these next-gen upgrades? And a lot of other companies are doing it too, but you've got those few companies out there that are charging, and I'm like, well, what's the difference here?
It's because they made an effort. They made an effort. Like, that's the point. Like, Xbox has finally, like, they had this. You don't think they had a meeting of like, hey, should we charge for next gen upgrades? Of course they did. Every company had that meeting, and Xbox was like, no, we're not going to charge for those. We're just going to go for it. That's going to be one of our things, right? And Sony decided, hey, if we put resources toward this, and it's going to cost money to do it because that's what we're paying people to do, then we're going to charge for it. That's the difference. People don't like admitting that, but that's just what happened.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. You've got people. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. People will tell you, well, don't you care about paying the developer for their time?
I already did. I bought their game.
Yeah, or the publishers
like
paying
what
for their time.
what the hell?
Yeah,
like, do you not remember when they sold when before they were bought by Xbox? I think they sold, what was it, like 600,000 units, and Ninja Theory said like, wow, this like exceeded. They expected to sell like, what was it, like 200,000 units, and then they'd get a profit. So they more than doubled what they were expecting to sell, and that was just when it was on PS4. So they were like, hey, we already made our money back, and we got so much more profit. Like that's
so Zucker,
cool.
you're essentially telling me that there is goodwill out there from some of these companies.
Yeah, well, it's not just
interesting.
goodwill. It's just like, hey, like these upgrades, like why charge somebody, like every developer that's talked about that, especially Xbox developers, why charge somebody more for the same game just because we put a little bit of an upgrade or performance boost on it? It's like, what are we doing? Like, that's a dumb thing to do.
Hey, I gotta give a shout out to some of the people in the chat. Matthew Hasler says, "I'll give you $10. You can hit a free throw with Shaq." I do hit a free throw with Shaq. All right, and we've also got Assassin Lufo. And that's with a real player percentage on, too, on the free throws, by the way, not just user timing. Psychonauts, shout out to him as well. We've got Rock Dog, we've got Vanessa, we've got Vantage, we've got Greg E3, we've got all the people in the chat. Just want to say what's up. And shout out to you guys for checking us out. Hit the like button if you haven't. Tony Bryant, by the way, $5 Super Chase says, Hellblade looks amazing. Play it with headphones, people. I agree. This is one of the only games I've ever played where you actually need headphones. You're not getting the full psychological side of Senua's experience, correct? So that is, it's really, really integral. He does say listening live at work, and he's 6 hour schedule. That's 12-hour shifts, brother. Take it easy. You need to get some rest. You need to get on 2K, all right? It's got to happen. But anyways, hey, shout out to Tony once more. And Zucker, shut up, okay? We need you to bring a big file of you just getting owned in Rocket League, because I know you suck at that game.
First of all, I just hit champion rank, so I don't want to hear your shit.
All right.
I'm not gonna lie. I was really happy that I hit champion rank. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, either way, guys, let us know what you think of this Hellblade update. It is absolutely free, like they were talking about, and this is something that people don't praise Microsoft enough for. Not only are they giving you all these free updates, but they're not charging you for the PC versions of their Play Anywhere games and stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of things that competition needs to do here. And that's why, even if Sony games do come to PC, even if that happens, they still have work to do, and they need to deliver that stuff to consumers cross-buy, just like Microsoft.
I have to say something. I have to admit something just now. Days Gone was on sale on Steam for like $25. I bought it. Because I was like, all right, let me see if the frames was... Yeah, I wanted to see if the better performance and just everything was going to be better. So I bought it there because... I don't know. I want to give it a second chance because I've had multiple people, like not even trolls, right? They're just telling me like, hey, man... Like, play it on PC with the upgrades. Like, Digital Foundry loved it right on PC. They say it's like one of the best ports they've ever seen. So I was like, all right, I'll check it out. And so I actually bought it because it was on sale. I'll give it a second chance. I don't know when, but I just got to admit that. And yeah, it sucks I have to buy it again, but for $20, $25, I was like, whatever. But it's the same thing you just said, right? Like, I'm never going to play these games, these Xbox games, wherever, like Xbox or PC, and they don't charge me extra for it. I hope that becomes the standard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully they do move that route. We've got a few comments here I want to read off them, and we've got some time here. So, Raiden Blade, by the way, he says, good morning from the UK. He says, any comments about the Abandoned game that was supposed to be announced today, and it was a no-show for PlayStation? He feels sorry for them. It's almost like they're kind of setting him up, Raiden, and... this was something that was supposed to happen today, right, Fonz?
Yeah, I was paying attention to
who
this.
Who made that, and where is it from, and why the hell didn't it show up? What'd you do?
Blue Box, this is the development company that decided to troll people a little bit, make it sound like they were making the next Silent Hill, that this was a possible Kojima game. And, well, they dug themselves a big hole, and now they're hiding in it, basically. So this game, supposed game anyway, Abandoned, whatever they're working on, they were supposed to show a demo today about 5 hours ago. And then all of a sudden they put out a statement saying, sorry, we're having technical issues. And like every hour they'd come out and say, just an update, we're still having technical issues. And people are just going nuts. You had people that were upset and desperate to see something, while you had others just creating memes and just hilarious stuff going on over there. I don't know what they're doing, but at the end of the day, no matter what they show, it's not going to be enough for these fans.
So is there any part of that game that's out there that people are...
No.
Okay.
No. And that's the point. Like, these people are very rabid at this point. They want to see something. And for some of them, it better be a Kojima game or it's dead to them. And it's just bad. It's a bad look.
I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Like, it looks kind of weird.
They didn't get
like,
your hopes
I
up,
know...
Zaki?
No, not at all. I don't give a shit. Like, after that last Kojima game, even if it was Kojima, I don't care. But I know it's not. But I just don't care. Like, the horror aspect or whatever game they're making, like, they kind of trolled people a little bit, like Fawn said. And at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you did dig yourself this hole. So good luck. If people don't like your game, that's on you. Like, you should have set expectations. And then now, like, even like this is a debacle. Like, you can't even show a demo of the game because of technical what's the technical difficulty? Like, you can't put the stream on YouTube? Like, what's going on?
The game probably crashed because of the system level issues with the PS5. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I don't know.
You toxic.
Too toxic. I have no idea what the issues could be. Chat, let us know why you think abandoned wasn't shown today. The fan base was abandoned and a little let down by the fact that this blue box game was not shown. Tim Dog, I'm sure that you've seen some things about this on Twitter today. Tim Dog's here, everybody. Give him a thumbs up. But Tim, what are your thoughts on this whole abandoned IP and why didn't it show up and what'd you do with it? Crap.
I think. Can you hear me? Can you hear me all
you're
right?
there now.
Yeah.
I
We
think
got
it's
you.
a complete mess.
Oh, shit.
I think overall it's I mean they talk a big game, and then to have that happen, it's kind of embarrassing. But I think in a way that they're trying to feed off the Kojima stuff, even though there's no realistic way that it's a Kojima game, even though they even said it. Just like, I don't know, I think the way the dev talked and just the way it all happened today is not a good look at all. And it definitely came down to a point where it's embarrassing. Like, what can we say else? I've never seen that ever happen.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Is this game being, by the way, what mic are you on, Tim? This shit sounds like you're coming through the fucking phantom void or something. Are you on the mic you were on last week?
Well, let me fix it. I'll fix it.
All right.
I think he's on his phone because of
Okay.
work.
It's just weird because Tim sounded so amazing last week. The chat was like, "Oh my god, finally sounds amazing," and then he comes back and still Tim Dog. But I need to hear it. I need to hear the voice crystal clear. Hagrid, by the way, in the super chat, does say, "Would you expect a patch for an RTX?" Yeah, like a RTX 3080 patch for your PC games, and that's an example I've used for years as to why they wouldn't charge for patches. But Sony have decided to do the dumbest shit I could think of at the time and charge for patches, basically, which is unfortunate. So,
Well, their fan base accepts it. They know they can get away with it. At the end of the day, they want to make as money as they can. So, if they're okay with paying it, it's business, I guess, and they're gonna rake it in. But in reality, that's such a good example. Like, you can't even argue
Are
that.
people okay with paying it? I mean,
No, of course not. No, of course not. But
Returnal sold 560,000 units apparently, and
Oh,
Ratchet and Clank sold 1 million. So are people okay with paying the extra money? Like, that's what I'm asking. Like, I don't know. Like, we'll see. I mean, only time will tell, right? The big games will tell, like the God of
That's
Wars and all those. Like, but so far, they haven't been like the crazy bangers that people are like, oh, we're gonna keep paying and everybody's gonna buy them no matter what because it's that. No,
yeah.
people care about their wallet, man. People care about the
true.
money. And
Yeah,
that's
true.
and
at
that's
the end of the
helping
day.
Game Pass. We were talking about this earlier, but Returnal did sell 500,000 units, and I don't know how much money that team has spent on that game, but I do know that is at $70. So they made a little more money, and I think people are used to those kind of numbers making. And Ratchet and Clank only doing 1 million is still it's decently impressive given the number of PS5s out there. 10 million, that's about 10%. That's, average for an exclusive game. So I wouldn't take anything away from it, but at the same time, there are people that all the time mention $70 and the value of Game Pass, and it's a big deal, especially when you got first party in there.
Well, did you see that the value of PS Now has gone up just a little bit, and there's an uptick of subscribers there? So
What happened? What'd they do to it?
well, they're adding more multi-plat games. Recently, they've added like Red Dead Redemption 2 and some others. I forget. But yeah, they're actually putting more stuff into that service, and yeah, they've had an uptick of subscribers, and it just goes to show you that these types of services are indeed wanted. There's a market for them.
How many subscribers is they at?
I'm not sure about the exact numbers, but there was an article that came out saying that they did get more numbers into that.
So like 6 more people?
They were saying that the PS Plus has actually gone down while PS Now is going up.
Yeah,
So-
PlayStation Plus subscriptions have gone down. That's since the the pandemic lockdown kind of ended. That's what the articles have said. That they lost 1.3 million subscribers in the last quarter for the PlayStation Plus subscriptions for the fiscal year.
Why do you think that is?
So, I mean, probably because of the lockdowns ending, but also they're just like, let's be honest. Like, Sony hasn't had that great of a year. They haven't had an event. They haven't had anything.
Shit.
Like, I don't know. I just like that's just what it is, right? Like, just like when Xbox had their 2017, shit went down, And it's like, yeah, when you don't have anything to show, when you don't have anything to do, like the holiday season is a goddamn barren wasteland except for Death Loop, and that's it. So,
go ahead, D. Zachary.
No, I just want to say something real quick. These companies sometimes, I don't know, it's like they're behind the trend. On the PC side, we don't have games that are anywhere near the price of the games that are on the console. And the excuse is always, oh, the console development and it costs more money, and the industry, it's costing more. But these same games are on PC for a fraction of the cost that they are on the consoles. Now, you're seeing some of these sales. You put that thought in my head, Zocker, when you said, these games, are they really selling though? 1 million for Ratchet and Clank, it's good, but it's not bad. But it's not great. It's not fantastic. There's 10 million PS5s out there. You would think that their first, party exclusives would have a little bit more penetration in that. And I think you could be right. I think it could have something to do with the price. Because if that game was, $50 instead of $70, I think they would have doubled the sales. And it's not, it's not half the price less, and they'd make more revenue. So the price is really high for these games. Honestly, I think the price is too high, and raising the prices like another $10 for the next gen version.
Let's just come back to that, because it's something we've talked about a lot and have sprinkled it throughout episodes. And we've had a lot of good discussions about the price hikes, and a lot of times the common logic is it's been so long since a price hike, but on the other hand, they're not looking at the books and all this stuff.
I don't want to talk about the price hike necessarily, because I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think if you look at the amount of consoles that are out right now for the PlayStation, for PS5, I think that's probably the right amount of games that should have been sold exclusively, because even when they have 100+ million consoles out there, they didn't sell crazy amounts of even God of Wars, even though that sold really well, considering, if you compare it to other games and stuff. But
God of War sold like 12 million units. That, like, I looked it up. God of War sold 12. Spider-Man sold, I think, 13 to 14 million. The first Spider-Man.
The amount of consoles out there to what's being sold, it's about average. It's the same. It's not like oh my God, this is the ship is tanking. The PlayStation is going down. It's nothing like that.
And I've always been the advocate of, the exclusives are important for you to get people on there, but I've never said it's the console sellers. That's not why people go there. It's like 10% people get it for the exclusives, right? Like, we are, to be quite honest, like the people on here are kind of the 10% of why we buy a PlayStation 5 is their exclusives. That's all we play on it. We're part of that 10%.
Yeah.
And I've always said that it's those third-party developers and that, like, the Call of Duties, the Fortnites that are the system sellers. Those games are why the systems sell what they sell. And if you look at the Series X and if you look at the performance of it, like, people are going to want to play it there. Do I think Game Pass could change that? I do. I do think that people can look at stuff and be like, wow, I get a game for that much, or all these games for that much and that price if I get this console. I can see that happening. But I just don't think exclusives are the big thing that people think. Like, I just, I think it's going to change.
Fortnite and Call of Duty and, those games like Warzone, that's, if you want to look at numbers, there it is, right? So I think exclusives are, the hardcore, the most vocal. They convinced grandma to go out and get a Wii. She never touched it once, right? But that's who everyone's getting their advice from, and they do matter, and what they buy does matter. But ultimately, if we're talking numbers, go get a free-to-play game. That's what you're looking at, right? So I do want to go ahead and read a few of these off so I can catch back up with the topic here. In regards to to abandon, Godzilla does say blue box, you mean blue balls. Yeah, sure. And then Raiden Blade again, he says they even deleted their YouTube content on the Abandon channel. Huh? I didn't know that.
Wow.
He says they wanted more followers, in my opinion. I don't know if they would just do this and then have this kind of cancel, because even running late for the stream today, right? We didn't start until like 7:15 or something. You feel like shit because you're keeping everyone waiting. You're dealing with this. It's stressful. I don't think they would want to put themselves through that, and it doesn't really help them in any way. Really, they could have just had somebody tweet some stuff out.
But that's what they've done their entire existence on Twitter, is just shoot themselves in the foot. It's really weird what they're doing. So I don't know, man. Like, In a way, this kind of reeks of Kojima, but in you know, I just don't believe this has anything to do with Kojima.
Kojima! Dark CMF
Kajami.
in the super chat, by the way, he says abandoned more than just a clever name. Yes, sir. And then Raiden Blade once more. Dealer, can you explain SSD optimization and of the shelf life, and what are the possible long-term issues of later breaking or if they stop working? I mean, that's what took them so long to engineer the SSD inside the Series X. The integration between the motherboard and all the parts there and the SSD is what's custom, not necessarily the SSD itself. When it comes to PlayStation, the speed is just really high. With Xbox, the SSD it has to be custom for their integration, for their external solution, but apparently the thing that took them so long to develop that was because SSD, the NAND flash on that board is going to basically degrade over time, and they had to develop a very, very durable solution for SSD. If you're going to have nothing but gaming going on an SSD, you're really going to wear that read and write maximum down really quickly. So that's something that they were really concerned with early on. They almost went with some other things. So they apparently got it figured out. I wouldn't worry about it. I would say the shelf life would be pretty similar to your other consoles, honestly. And if not, then I'm sure they'll have a solution.
Let me. Do you mind if I read this next one? This next super chat. So this one's by Don Otaku, and he makes a good point. He says Nintendo is the only console that you only buy for exclusives. Their attach rate for their games is insane, and he's right. Like at one point when Breath of the Wild came out, there was more Breath of the Wild copies sold than actual Switches.
Yep.
Yeah, and like. Then
the Wii U is also proof that that's not necessarily true too.
Well, and then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has sold 37 million copies. Animal Crossing 33 million.
Yeah.
Like Super Smash Brothers 24 million. Like that. Like Nintendo's the only one where their exclusives are an amazing attach rate. Like it is. They're the outlier. They're not the rule.
They've
also
the
got
exception. The worst third-party support.
They really do until people and developers were like, "Whoa, how many things are buying with your attach rate?" All right, well, we'll port some bullshit.
We'll port some indie games over to the Switch because we didn't think it would be popular. And holy shit,
right?
No, there's nothing to play on there, so our game did amazing.
And they rebought them on the Switch. Mm-hmm. Like that's what's crazy.
And never played them again. There's a reason you don't hear the word Nintendo on very much.
Nintendo gamers play their games, man. They do.
I'm saying that a lot of people that rebought it didn't touch it again unless they're out or about. Like it's very specific. That's why the Switch is even succeeding, because it's competing with itself when it comes to this whole mobile gaming at a decent fidelity on the go.
Yeah, I'll give
Dream Deck coming in.
Dream Deck.
I'll give it to the Nintendo guys.
Steam Deck.
They do seem to support their exclusive. I got to talk about that SSD though. It's kind of unrelated, but on the weekend I was watching the analysis of the PlayStation 5 SSD. Digital Foundry did like a breakdown, and they compared. I think it was a 980 Evo, like the Samsung drive, compared to the Sony one, and the Samsung drive was faster. It ran better than the Sony one. I just got a good chuckle out of that, man. Just remembering how everybody was touting how, the SSD and the PlayStation 5 was the end all, and lo and behold, an off the shelf one beats it. So I just thought that was interesting.
Well, didn't they say Sony said even if your SSD does perform better, you might not get the same performance with those the SSDs you put in there, that it might not match the internal for some reason. They didn't give a reason why.
Well, from what we saw, it was exceeding it. It was getting better frame rates. It was loading a tad bit. It just performed better overall. It just did.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying in their write-up and their warning to people, they said that it might. That's what
I think because they want you to go and buy whatever they say is the recommended one, because they probably have some type of deal built in there for them. I know how Sony thinks.
That's fucked up, D-Batch. You saying they're going to control the world's food resources?
They are, man. You should see what they have planned, man. The PlayStation 5 sales are funding all of that, man.
All right, well, hey, I got to be shout out to 1,100 people watching this, guys. Thank you for showing up. We do appreciate it. Tell a friend, tell a buddy, tell your grandma, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. We do appreciate it. And we know things are kind of dead, but we're trying to do our best to entertain you while you're at work, or maybe feeding your kid or something. I don't know, whatever you do in your free time or when you're pestered. We've also got another super chat here from Raiden Blade. You're on fire here. He says, thank you, dealer, and D-Batch. No problem, brother. Do appreciate it. But let's go ahead and move forward. Tim Dog, is your microphone operational?
He's already out. He's not in the call anymore, and he's
No.
back in the call, but he's not in the call.
All right.
It's muted. It's great.
We just got to figure out how to get him to super glue those cords where they're at when it works. That way he can never undo them.
Passport tag.
Have to get it so it's not like it was.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it worked, and I got caught up at work,
Ah.
and here I am.
All right. Well, let
But
me
what's
let me
your-
raise your volume here a little bit at least.
Yes, I'm sorry for the. I know I suck, but this my job is changing in the next 2 weeks, so I will not have these late nights anymore. Thank God.
Well, the chat, take it easy on Tim Dog. We know you love Tim Dog. You want the best from Tim Dog. We just got done talking about crap. What was that? Oh, Abandoned, right? You said it was ridiculous and kind of unexcusable that this is even happening. I don't know if you're seeing people make excuses for this on kind of the social aspect or anything like that. Do you remember while you were trying to fix your mic?
No, basically, I don't know. They're getting kind of hammered, but I just kind of like the developer's very flamboyant, like the way he's talking, and he's like really like kind of even combative. I seen one post where he's like only on PS5, and I unfortunately think that they're kind of in a way trying to like not say that they're with Kojima or they're doing it, but they're trying to like get hype off of it. And I don't know. It rubs me the wrong way, to be honest. And you just can't talk that much and have that type of bravado, and then you just the whole thing goes haywire like that. Like I said, I've never seen something like that, and they were hyping it like I hype something, and then for it to fall on its face. You deserve some criticism, and like I said, go look at the Twitter, go look at that guy, the one guy that talks a lot, and he's very, I would say almost combative, and it's been let's be honest, it's been a shit show. This was just like the shit on top of the shit that,
What?
It was just like it took the cake. Like you can't have that happen, to be honest. And then like they're like, well, check up us on Twitter. We'll have updates. I don't know. And then like you said, somebody said that they took down their YouTube whatever, but they were hyping it hard and they were really going for it. And to have that fall through, real big L.
Yeah. We have Space Nova King. Who does say, did anybody see those abandoned ponies in the super chats? I have not, but I hear the stories. Don Otaku, shout out to you, brother. Just want to give you another shout out. And then we've got, Greg E3 Egg, I want to give you a shout out as well. And David B, GS, thank you for watching, everybody. We are going to go ahead and move forward and talk about not only the Hellblade enhancement there we already covered, but Sniper Elite 4 was also enhanced recently. In case you guys didn't know, those upgrades are available to you for free, boosting frame rates and more. Chivalry 2 just also got a big update. If you're a Chivalry fan, like 8 gigs and added a bunch of new maps and mechanics are added there as well, a bunch of new customization. And there's a ton of new games coming to Xbox Game Pass this month. Some of them have already done so, and there are more coming next month as well. So we've got The Artful Escape, which that's one of the noteworthy ones from one of Microsoft's past 2 or 3 E3s. Do you remember what year that was from? The guy with the guitar.
That was from 2019. One of the bad E3 where we were like the Bambi, and then we saw that game and we were like, yeah.
Was that 2019? Yeah, that was 2019.
That was 2019, man. And we didn't like it.
And
That game
noteworthy ones
cool.
from 2019.
Yeah, that one looks pretty cool. That comes out
September
next
9th.
month, right?
September 9th.
Yeah,
Game
Origami
Pass.
also. Yeah, Origami comes out also.
That's
another big
game. What are you
game.
talking about? You need Game Pass for that?
Yeah, Game Pass is on that too. Oh, and Back for Blood, which if you didn't play the beta, Back for Blood is fucking sick.
Is
That
it?
was
I
pretty
beat
good.
the whole beta. Oh, I beat the whole beta, bro. One sitting with my coworkers. We didn't stop. We just went 3.5 hours straight. And just it's Left 4 Dead, but like, oh, it's great, man. It's freaking awesome.
So what's so great about it, Zacher?
The gore, everything about it, man. The guns, the
feel,
upgrades to your
yeah.
guns, the feel, the optimization.
cards.
Yeah, the card system where you get perks, like everything you unlock. It's awesome, man. It takes
The variety of zombies.
Yeah, the variety of zombies, and you actually have to do teamwork. Yeah, it was good, man. And I was, like, because it's a beta, right? So I'm expecting some I didn't have one glitch, man. And I played it on the Series X. My buddy was playing it on the PS5, and my other buddy the PS4, and my other buddy on the regular Xbox. And then I played it on the PC also. None of us had glitches, man. It ran beautifully.
Unfortunately for me, I did have glitches on the PC. On I think it was Sunday when I was playing it. I don't know. It just kept kicking me out the game, and then it would open like 30 tabs of me asking my opinion on I'm asking my opinion of the game, of the beta. I was like, what the fuck? So I just killed it. So I did have some bugs, but apart from that, man, yeah, man, everything that Zocker said, man, it's just a real fun game, man, and just everything just gels well, man. It's just the pacing, like just the gunplay, like it's just a good game, man. I don't know what to say, man.
And the crossplay. So like I said, I had somebody playing on a PS4 or PS5, another person playing on a regular Xbox One, and then me on a PC or an Xbox Series X. We just connected flawlessly, and then even used the in-game chat, and it worked flawlessly. Like everything just went it was great, man, and it looked insane too. Like I love the way it looked.
Yeah, man. I on PC I was getting, shouldn't be showing off, I guess, but whatever. I was getting 4K over 120 frames per second. It was just
same here, boo.
It was just glorious.
A Ace Out Gamer, he does say, sounds like Sony's game Dead Space is finally out. Wasn't that a rumor that the Dead Space was exclusive to PlayStation 5? Do you guys remember hearing that?
Yeah, and Starfield, I heard that too.
Oh my god, like people just run with all this dumb shit. They're going to be a remake, and I'm hearing this exclusive fat pipe. He says, LOL, SSD, JK. By the way, Omo game was so fun and chill. Thank you so much, sir. And then we got Horace. Zocker is a member of the Beta Boys. Beta! Yeah, that's true. But yeah, D, I'm sorry you had issues. You should have played on Xbox. Fraud. Last week we had me and D-Bash playing The Ascent, getting our asses kicked.
You were talking about that that indie game with the guitar or whatever. Did you watch the indie showcase today? By chance?
I caught highlights.
No, I watched it. I
watched some of it.
Yeah, I just don't care for some of the talking in between the games and stuff that goes on.
They did we'll go into more detail there, but I mean, they did kind of make a mistake, I think, that we'll talk about, but we'll also cover, kind of the gist of it. So I'm really glad you actually caught it, because I caught some of the highlights. Let me get this last one, and then we'll kind of move forward. Yeah. We've also got Death Joker 311. He does say, can anyone explain how Xbox picks what has quick resume and near autumn? Oh, that's done on the behalf of the OS team, I'm pretty sure. So they can basically make sure that a game is working properly and enable it or disable it. I remember when they disabled Assassin's Creed Valhalla for quick resume, and it was working with quick resume, and they brought it back, right? So that's up to them.
Sucks.
It sucks.
It sucks on Valhalla. It has quick resume, and then you'll start playing the game, and then 3 minutes in, it'll say, you need to restart your game because the progress is not being saved, only because of quick resume right now. Like that, I tested it, and I'm like, why is this happening? So I have to restart the game, like quit it, and then start it back up on the Series X for it to for me to play and save my progress.
Yeah.
Well, and then I looked it up, and people on Reddit have said that it's the quick resume, that they're having the same problem on the Series X.
Well, Death Joker, here's another issue. Death Joker says Nier Automata has quick resume, but the newer Nier Replicant does not. So it's possible that it could come, but your best chance is to contact Xbox support or even the team that made the game. Maybe they can contact whoever, and maybe they do shift that over to the developer side. But at launch, I know that it was the Xbox kind of back compat team, quote, not really those guys, but in that sector, you know what I'm saying, that do control a lot of that stuff. So who knows? Could be.
Can you play harder computers? Because you're destroying this computer 70 to 102. This is not entertaining.
Oh yeah, I mean just don't watch.
No, I'm just saying I want to see a challenge, right? I want to see dealers struggle in this game.
I'm sorry, I'm just as Shaq. I'm unstoppable.
I know you're just running back and forth.
Just
covering everyone,
hoofing it like the fucking T-1000 or Terminator.
You are, dude. You're just running after everybody. I'm like, Shaq would die with his Big Macs.
I'm not even on turbo going down the floor though. He's just, when he leaps, man, he just takes flight. Dark CMF and I were playing this game, man. We were doing And Psychonauts too. I think a day or two ago we were playing this and we were doing some crazy ass shit, like some, I don't know, man. It was nuts. But hey, there's more games coming to Game Pass now. Stop interrupting everything, talking about 2K all the time.
Sorry.
Well, September 9th is the Artful Escape. I'm looking forward to that. You got 12 minutes coming out on the 12th, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Which, that's definitely not a coincidence. And then you've got Back for Blood. And then Codemasters. This is for like right now. You can play every single basically Codemasters racing game in Game Pass Ultimate right now. So that's F1 2019, F1 2020, Dirt Rally 2.0, Dirt 4, Dirt 5, and Grid. You can play them all right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Because they went in EA Play, and you can play those on Xbox and PC because they're in EA Play.
that's weird how that's bad for gaming. How
Right?
games
Like,
there.
are you
It's
supporting the
terrible.
developer?
I don't know. I don't think we are. I think we're just getting a ton of games for real cheap, and that doesn't incentivize more people to subscribe, which then generates even more revenue at that same $9.99 per month. I don't
would've
understand. I don't
Oh
get
wait,
it.
you forgot one. You forgot one, bro.
Which one?
Coming in 2 days. Hades.
Hades. Yeah.
I
2
can't
days.
wait, bro. I can't wait.
90 Metacritic game.
90
90
minute
yep.
games. Game
Yeah,
Pass.
game of the year contender. There's another game that came on there and I didn't know. It's kind of one under Curse of the Dead Gods. I installed it. I'm looking forward to playing that. It's another top-down game, but that looks pretty cool also. So and it's got decent reviews. So yeah, look for that. Game Pass again.
Also, a game that I've been playing, just so you know, the chat can listen to I play it. Dodgeball Academia is very addicting, very fun. Also on Game Pass.
Dodgeball Academia. Is that what you said?
Yep, it's an RPG sports game.
Hmm.
Obviously, dodgeball. It's like cartoony, but it's good, man. It's. I would give it an 8 out of 10 so far.
Hey Matthew, there's my free throws. 8 out of 10 so far. Dodgeball Academia. I have to try that. It's an RPG dodgeball game. Is it turn based?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's kind of like turn-based when you do the dodgeball. Like you play, like you get the ball and then they get the ball, or you got to fight for the ball. But it's an RPG elements, witty humor. It's a Japanese developer. It's honestly, it's a good game to just pick up and play. Try it out. Easy achievements. Like what. The month that Game Pass is going through right now, till the end of the year, it's really coming into its own. From a game like this to Hades,
Flight
to
Simulator just dropped. Back for Blood.
Flight
12 minutes. Yeah.
Simulator,
Psychonauts 2.
Whew.
Psychonauts 2, and then you're gonna finish it all up with Halo and Forza Horizon. I mean, this is the point that we've been talking about, and I think this is the momentum that Xbox is going to get throughout the year. That Horizon delay, like I talked about, I think last week, is going to hurt them. And this is going to be, people are just going to constantly be, basically, hit with games, every week.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna stop, dude. I think they're gonna add more. I think they're gonna sign some more deals leading into September, October, November. Well, no, I mean, who knows? I'm not even just talking about we're talking about new games. I think that if they see the numbers go up, like which they are, I think they're just gonna sign even more things like to close out the year, kind of because they've already announced a few games, like small little indies, but still other kind of big indie games that are coming out, like some RTSs that they're like, hey, come into Game Pass, and the developer announced it on Twitter. And it's like, whoa, like what the hell? Like it just that's what I see.
I personally see the holiday season being dominated by Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, and Battlefield. And all of these games obviously the multiplats play best on Xbox Series X. Of course, they look better on they run at a higher resolution, whatever, and you usually get all the options so you can play it whatever setting you prefer. But Halo Infinite and Forza, those are going to be huge titles, man. And let's not forget that Halo Infinite is free to play as well. So the install base, the player base is going to be huge, man. Battlefield, the player base is going to be huge. Crossplay, and you get these games all in Game Pass. You get Forza Horizon in Game Pass. You get Halo Infinite in Game Pass. And I'm pretty sure that Battlefield, you'll get to try it for whatever trial period they have in EA EA Access or EA Play on the Series X. So, like, I just really see Microsoft moving a lot of consoles this holiday season. I think it does hurt Sony that they don't have Horizon Zero Dawn because they don't have that extra thing. And if I was a gamer that had first of all, I got to get all systems, but I know it's not viable for every gamer. But if I was a gamer that had a PlayStation 5, this holiday season is when I would start to look into the Xbox to see what it's all about. Those people that always, put up their guard for anything Xbox. Try it. You don't want to go Xbox Series X. You don't want to go all the way in. Go in a little bit. You got the Xbox Series S. I just really think Microsoft's going to do good this holiday season, man. They got a lot of potential for growth.
No matter where you play, right? Like you're gonna have games to play holiday season. Like third-party games are gonna be out there for everybody. But yeah, the value overall is on Xbox. And if the rumors, which has been going around for years, or for a long time, of Dying Light 2 going in day and date, but people don't want to announce it until it gets closer because they want to like get the pre-orders in. That's like if you look at what happened with Outriders and MLB The Show, like those were like last minute deals, right? Like, hey, come into Game Pass in like a week. It's like, whoa. So I think, like I said, I think that can happen with something like a Dying Light 2 or another game. I mean, I don't know, this holiday season, there's a lot of games coming out, so I'm excited. Age of Empires 4, boom, another one.
Yeah, that's another one.
The one thing during this holiday, as compared to other holidays, 2015, I look at like when Xbox had all these games and Sony really had nothing but marketing deals. They still lost that year in the MPD and everything. But this year upcoming, there's no narratives. Like, you can't poke a hole right now into Xbox or what they're offering. People know now that Game Pass is great. They know that the Series X and S are powerful, and there's no 1080p, 720p deals. So they really don't have anything but positivity going into it. And then on top of that, they have the games, and Sony doesn't. So I honestly foresee a huge holiday from Xbox.
Yeah, Raiden, again in Super Chat, says he sees a point where they could hit 1 to 3 games like this launching every week. So you've got anything from Hades, smaller titles, all the way up to things like Back 4 Blood. I mean, there are new things on Game Pass. It seems like weekly now almost. Right?
It is weekly. Yeah, no, it really is. That's why my gamer score is so high, because I'm like, oh, look at this. I'll just download it and play it. Then I like it.
You're like, let me look at these achievements real quick. Okay, boot up the game.
Bro.
100.
Bro.
Yeah.
No, play Omno, dude. Play Omno. It's a really cool, small little game, man. I beat it in one sitting, I think like 3 hours long. It was great, bro. Like, it was just like a good little chill, very chill experience. Like, you're just kind of like, oh, this is nice. It looks nice.
Let me give a shout out to over 1,200 people watching this live, guys. Thank you for joining us on Dead Ass Tuesday. We're finding what we can. We're making it entertaining or trying to. Lord Starkiller, by the way, in the super chat, shout out to you, $20 super chat, says Game Pass is more games more often and free updates. This, this beats the crap out of what Sony has been doing, what they're able to offer. I would say, this kind of level of flexibility. And Fonz the king. I don't want to buy that fucking game. And, he loves Game Pass, but he said shit about this. You're not excited for none of these games, Fonz?
Yeah, I am.
You better be.
And look, man, lately I've been playing a lot of indie games, and most of them coming straight out of Game Pass, and loving what I've been playing. So, like Zucker said, I'm in the middle of Omno right now, and got about an hour and a half into that, and it's pretty cool. It's a good little game, and it's got some great music, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And it's fun. And Blood Roots, of course. That was a good one. The Ascent I'm playing as well, but I've got kind of a love-hate relationship with that game. Sometimes I really love it, and the other times I'm kind of just like, I don't know how much I actually really like this.
But you're playing it by yourself too, though.
Yeah, I am.
Which game? Which game are you playing by yourself?
The Ascent.
Oh, I played that whole thing by myself too. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's better in co-op,
to.
Man.
You got it early, right? So I had it early.
Yeah, I did get it early.
Couldn't even have the time to play it. I was busy moving crap.
Everybody got it early, so everybody was way ahead of me, and I was just like, screw it, I'll try to play this game.
That's a good point, yeah, everyone did have it before.
It's good. It's good, though. It's solid. Definitely at least a 7, and I would say. But yeah, so, there's a lot of games coming as well that I want to try. Hades is one of those that I do want to play. I'm not a fan of roguelites, but everybody tells me about this game, says, seriously, this is the best roguelite. Yeah, wait till you play this. It's really good. So I'm excited for that. 12 minutes, of course. We've been talking about that forever. That's what next week, right?
Yeah.
William Dafoe, son.
We've been talking about that game.
Yeah,
for
Willem
fucking
Dafoe.
Next
Daisy Whitman.
last 3 years, shit. It feels like the game
Yeah,
looks
so
interesting.
we've got games upon games coming to Game Pass, and it's really cool. And you know what? Everybody that's going to say, "But there's no AAA bangers," shut the fuck up.
Oh my
right?
god!
Jeez.
You know, seriously,
bad
they're
word.
coming. Look, you know, I don't like to curse all the time, but you know, when I really feel something strongly about something, I'm going to do it. In this case, you know, I do feel strongly about this. Indie games can be incredible. Some of you people that won't play an indie game because it doesn't graphically look as impressive as a AAA game or whatever, you know what? You're missing so much. You honestly are. Game like Death's Door, which is my current game of the year. If you haven't played that, you're missing out. Okay. AAA gaming is great. I love it. It's of course I love it more than indie games, but damn it, there is some strong indie games out there, and we're getting a bunch of those in Game Pass as well. And those AAA bangers are coming. And hopefully Halo Infinite's one of those this year, you know? So
He's going to be fire. Hey, Dark Sea Map says 12 minutes is coming soon also. Yes, we mentioned that, sir. And it is still, years later, one of the more interesting games, especially with old rat-faced Green Goblin in there. It's going to be fun. Tony Bryant does say the indies this month, I mean, people are really, not that Tony's doing this, but I just popped in my mind. Shout out to the four of you that are excited for the Codemasters racing games, okay? And we don't get enough people excited for racing games no more. I know there are a million of them out there, but Codemasters don't make the greatest racing games, but, you know, they're still fun for a lot of people. Just want to say that. But anyways, Tony says there's a lot of indie games coming this month, have been insane, because there's some high-quality ones in there. What is that? Library of Ruina. Am I pronouncing it right? He says that was also added today with no announcement, and the fucking thing just moved. Oh my god! He also said that was also announced today with no announcement, and it's another great game. Humankind from Sega.
Oh,
as
Humankind. Yeah, Humankind is like another game that got announced for Game Pass.
What's that
The
about?
developer. I'll look it up. I think it's like a strategy game. Hold on.
So half of you just said nah, but I like strategy games. I'll definitely have to check it out. David in the super chat as well says, "Did you guys hear about PS5 fanboys saying Back for Blood is a Game Pass trash because you can't shoot light bulbs?"
Yeah, Humankind. I'm looking at Humankind. It looks kind of like a Civilization type of game. Which, if you've played Civs is freaking awesome, man. It's not going to compete with Civs, but
How dare
looks like
you
a cool
interrupt
little
David's
strategy.
super chat.
I'm sorry.
You can't break
sorry.
light bulbs in Back for Blood, so now it's Game Pass trash? What the hell?
I
People
have no
are
idea
really
what
sad.
I heard the criticism that it's meant for Game Pass type game. That's the quality of it. Meaning, because the game is good from what I've seen, but there's some things with it that maybe aren't the highest of quality. But
So,
somebody
like,
was trying
what do you
to
mean, like
match
Days
that
Gone?
narrative. Yeah, they were trying to say it's like trying to attach narrative. Meanwhile, the game is multi-plat, and people just basically going after the game because it's in Game Pass, and those are the human pieces of trash that really, to just try to degrade a game because other people can play it in another service and try to attach some type of exclusivity to it when it's multi-plat is just stupid.
Yeah, screw those people, man. Turtle Rock Studios they're awesome, and everybody's been waiting for basically Left 4 Dead 3, and
3.
this is basically it, guys, and it's fun. Trust me, it's a lot of fun, and it runs smooth. So ignore the haters and know that you're gonna get it on Game Pass day and date, and everybody else can go F themselves. So there you go.
If anybody can pick apart a game, anybody can say, hey, the physics on this, there should be this in there, that. I mean, you can be real critical, but, that's kind of unfair to devs to do that, unless it's, really glaring or it's a big omission. But, I don't even want to go into it, but the fruit physics thing and some of the stuff that's coming up. I saw one Twitter account literally taking, every shot of Back for Blood, a grenade that didn't, smash a window, or saying, look at this junk, and it just to do that is it's just crappy. you know, you got to realize that people are making these games. You're not going to have everything be super realistic. It's still a video game, and you know, have a little use your mind a little. If
Well, stop giving these people the fucking attention they'd want. Like the 6 people that see them on Twitter don't matter. So we don't need to talk about these idiots.
It is what it is. That's your model. But I just, you know, I see that type of stuff, and I just feel like if I'm a developer and I see that, it's kind of shitty. So,
and you know what's awesome about that too, Tim? I'll back you up and say that the fact that these smaller teams, these development teams, I mean, you look at a game like Death's Door, which was built by 2 people, okay? Absolutely 0 bugs in that game. There was no issues in that game whatsoever. A lot of these indie titles are made so much better than a lot of these AAA titles. You're finding so much more wrong in an indie title when it comes to bugs and stuff like that, or you know, those textures and stuff. Sometimes they'll miss here and there, but in these indie titles, man, you've got some gems there that are created by much smaller teams, and they're just well built. And
you know, and too, these guys. What makes it more sad that these guys are taking these pictures and zooming in on Flight Simulator when the map first loads and acting like that's how the game looks, or whatever they're doing. They're only doing it because it's an Xbox game, or only on Xbox, or there's a better value for the game on Xbox than their platform, at least for some time. And that's what makes it ultra sad to me. And Tim's right, the developers put a lot of time, like some of them half a decade. Imagine working on one thing for 5 years. Holy shit.
But every AAA game out there, you can pretty much go to a specific texture on a wall or the floor. There's something missing, or there's something that looks odd or off. It doesn't, you know, who cares? I mean, the rest of the game is gorgeous, right? Like, why are you nitpicking? You're cherry picking a certain aspect of the game that may be low res or low quality or whatever, but it's something that's so insignificant in the grand scheme of the whole game that it just doesn't make sense. You're only doing it to be, you know, a fanboy and to fuel this console war. That's why you're doing it. You're not doing it for anything else. And it's sad. It's really sad.
Well, Dealer, you said something about like how like the value or whatever. You're like, well, maybe on, you know, one platform it's cheaper or more valuable than the other. And I've said this before. I've said this in my videos. I've said it on here. I really do think like these third-party deals are basically just as good as Xbox exclusives. Like these third-party deals come in a game pass day and date. Like it's like that's almost like an exclusive. Like at least to me, because like why else would you play it anywhere else? Especially if they're on PC and Xbox.
I see what you're saying for a Game Pass subscriber. I see it. I see.
Well, no, I'm saying even if you don't have Xbox, you can subscribe to Game Pass on PC and you get it there. Like you have two platforms, 2 devices, and if you throw cloud in there, I guess 4, like I don't know, 3 devices. Like you have all these devices that you could get it far cheaper than one system, which is PlayStation, right? Like every other system has it for this much, while one system has it for 60 to 70. That to me is, I think, why people are so in their feelings about shit.
They want that.
Yeah.
They want to ruin gaming with that great value.
Yeah.
I mean,
How dare you give somebody value? How dare you?
Go ahead, Tim.
You know, if Xbox can somehow, you know, get Dying Light 2, I mean, I agree with Zorkin. It's like it'd be huge. I mean, look at the reaction the show got. I mean, you could take that reaction and you can compare it to like someone getting an exclusive. I mean, that's how big it was. So if they could get, and I do think that they might be on the, like Zorker said, they might be looking to do something, and these deals tend to get, signed off, 2-3 weeks going into their launch, because obviously you want to get as many pre-orders as you can. But if like Dying Light 2 gets announced with everything that Xbox has this holiday, man, it's gonna be fun to watch.
Yep.
Oh,
Dealer, did you die?
Yeah, I was having an issue here. Okay. Wait, I do give another shout out here to Lord Starkiller, and we got one from Infrablade again. Infrablade. Shout out to you, brother. It's nice to see you back in the chat, man. He says you have to play Katana Zero if you haven't. I'm guessing that's in Game Pass.
Yep.
But apparently that's pretty good. And then we've got another one from Lord Starkiller. Shout out to you, brother. Every single week he's here. He says agree with Zalker and Fawn's Blood Roots is definitely a fun game. and we'll be playing almost soon. That's what the first Super Chat mentioned that was. I didn't know how to pronounce that or what that was. But yeah, people are talking about that damn game. And then we've got...
Yeah, because it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, apparently I got to beat it. It's 3 hours. I'm guessing the achievements are decent too. And then we got Valentin. He says, abandoned, laughing. You guys are savage. Abandoned, laughing, crying emoji. And then we've also got another one from Raisin Blade. Shout out to you. He says, just enjoy gaming, have fun. People need to remember. Yeah, so it's the best hobby in the world, right? Some people like to do their best to try to ruin that for the rest of us.
Yeah. Those people in the chat that are saying that PlayStation doesn't have any games the rest of the year. They do. They have Kena, Bridge of Spirits. They have also Deathloop. And what's the other one? The Ghost of Tsushima DLC. Those are some of the bigger ones. So
the director's cut for the other one, the Kojima game.
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding. Thank you.
Yeah. But they got games coming.
They got some stuff coming, guys. And Microsoft, I said this at E3, Microsoft have by far the bigger year. Counting everything that's coming.
Value-wise? Yeah, value-wise?
No, every single way. Titles,
every
value,
single way.
everything.
Title, value.
Jesus,
like,
Halo, Forza Horizon alone beats what Sony delivered this year.
Yeah, Halo by itself.
You realize how much money we're saving this year alone?
I mean, I'm buying it
next
year.
Yeah, oh my gosh!
Oh, did you guys see the Forza? Did you guys see the Forza map on Twitter? Apparently, it's the Forza map leaked, and it's massive, dude. Apparently, it's 50% larger than Forza Horizon 4's map.
We literally talked about this in the show last week, I think, or the time before. It was 1.5 times bigger than any map they've ever made, and it's got 11 biomes.
But they showed it, and when you see the visual of how big it really is, it was something to see, man, for sure, man. And I saw there was like one road in the middle of the map that like goes through the whole map, so you can go from one end to the other, like, and build up speed because a lot of it's a straightaway. So it's looking awesome.
When we all going? When we all driving into the volcano together?
Day one.
I'll drive right into that.
Hopefully,
volcano,
they make it easier to join us when your friends teleport to your friends.
I ain't gonna lie. I crashed into Mount Vesuvius with Flight Simulator.
That's really hard to do, Zucker.
I was like, I'm going in, bitch.
Dark CMF was telling me he crashed into Mount Everest like first thing. I was like, that's pretty hard to do. That thing doesn't move when it's giant.
I crashed into Disney World, man. I just said, screw it. Yeah. I think everybody does that.
And then I couldn't get out. It was like the game just stopped, just revving the engines, and I was just like, But Flight Sim, I know we talked about it a little. Another great game that, it's just fun just to even just jump in for 20 minutes and just check out an area, and just so you set up departure and arrival. You could do it like a 45-minute flight. It's just a very fun game, in my opinion.
It is.
Hey, Ryan Thomas, by the way, he says it's not Sony fans thrashing Back for Blood, sir. That is not true. We've seen them on Twitter, but I guess he's talking about specifically who's actually pointing out the physics and stuff. He says it's the troll YouTuber named Michael Does Life or whatever, and he uploaded a video crashing Last of Us as well, apparently, for not leaving blood tracks. I don't know. Some people they like this negativity type stuff. Edward Hodge, shout out to you, new channel member. Shout out to all my channel members. We appreciate it. We're doing a giveaway for you guys soon. Don't forget Hagrid Chain. Hagrid Cheney does say, by my account, PlayStation first year is 17 exclusives, 9 AAA, and Xbox has 22, 8 AAA. Who's love to see an official count? I wouldn't mind an official count.
And an extreme value on one side.
And two, AAA is very, very flexible in the way you define that, budget or visuals or rating. That's technically what the 3 A's are supposed to stand for. But some people might think that a game has a bad rating, but looks amazing as AAA visuals, right? They put a kind of subset of
You know what I forgot about that's coming out this year as well? And it's not Game Pass, but Far Cry 6 in October as well.
Yep.
Dang, I've been games this year.
I'm playing Far Cry 5 right now. I just finished the whole section. No, I didn't beat it before. It's freaking awesome, bro. I'm having such a fun time.
Yo, Donnie is fucked up. Yo, Donnie is some shit. Does say some of y'all are FBI agents. Some of y'all FBI agents seeing y'all crashing into skyscrapers. I'm guessing Flight Simulator. I flew through Tokyo, man. That's so stunning. I mean, it was sunset. I can't believe how good that damn game looks.
Now, isn't it going with Tokyo? Don't you have to download that portion? Like I noticed
it's a few gigs, yeah, but it's free.
Yeah, you gotta. It's free, correct?
It is free, but yeah, it's a few gigs definitely if you want to download more. Flight Sim was designed from the beginning to be very compartmentalized. That way you can kind of stretch your 100 gigs as far as they can go.
Man. That game forced me to get an external SSD, man, because there's games that I'm playing on there. I don't want to delete them to have to re-download them. So it was time for me to pony up. So I forked over the money and I got one. I'm gonna install it probably tomorrow. So yeah, Flight Sim. Man, what an amazing game! I put so much time on the PC on it, but just to see it on the console running the way that it is, especially with VRR, it's like it's a sight to behold. If you like, it's almost like a killer app for me, to be really honest with you. Like, if you want to showcase, next generation visuals and what the Xbox Series X can do, Flight Simulator is the perfect game. And like Tim said, you can just pick it up, do a quick 45-minute flight. Like, there's so much stuff you can do. Just go to pick a destination a couple of days a week and just fly at your leisure. And for me, it's like relaxing and exhilarating at the same time. Like just watching just going over the clouds, just the realism. It's
you
like
can finally fly, D-Batch, like when you was little.
What are we doing here? This game's amazing, man. Straight up.
But yeah, hey, I gotta shout out to Noof Nukem. It's Timmy. We've also got Brandon G. Well, no, that's Raymond G. My bad. He said Violet Fam. We've also got Dead Time, just spelled differently. Nano Polymath, as well as Eternal Umbra, and of course Scottish Smurf. Shout out to you. You guys are awesome. Everyone's awesome. Everyone in the chat's awesome. We've also got another few of these. Donnie, your picture on YouTube is hilarious, by the way. Then we got Sycamore. Shout out to him. He says Sony's model of big budget games is not sustainable and will always be a problem. Competitively, basically compared to Game Pass, it's always going to be an issue when it comes to that model and something like Game Pass. And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. It's all based on how many subscribers you have. And a lot of these companies initially take a lot of money out of their pockets and they burn it all because they take a loss on this stuff for a while until they eventually get enough subscribers.
I think he's talking about Sony's strategy is not good.
No, I think that he's saying that Sony's types of games, and feel free to elaborate, Sycamore, but he's saying Sony's model of big budget games is not sustainable and will always be a problem.
That's what Sean Layden said.
I know, yeah,
like
and,
Sean,
and we already kind of ripped that apart.
As well. I mean,
he's saying it's difficult to compete with Game Pass financially, and it is difficult to compete with Game Pass, but I don't think it's because of their big budget games that we haven't seen. I think it's because of the fact that they don't want to invest the money right now or don't have the capital to invest that much more. They want to see, basically, Microsoft is a guinea pig right now. I mean, they're waiting to see.
Hold on. So his argument that it's bigger budgeted games on Sony's side, is he not looking at the big budget games that, Halo Infinite, for one, they've put in a lot of money into that. You've got all the Bethesda, games.
The best racing game franchise. Gran Turismo was not it, right? Why is Horizon? It's better, proven, right?
I'm sure
Motorsport
Starfield
is better, proven for critically. It's going to be in there for free. Like, these games are not.
Just the investment into Starfield alone is massive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy to think that way.
They say, I think what he's kind of getting at is that, and I think even Phil, during the time when Game Pass wasn't around, kind of hinted around this stuff, that like single player games that, are standalone, they basically have to sell. At the time, he said 5 million. Now it's like 5 to 7 million copies to just break even. So when you have these budgets like for Quantum Break, or in Xbox's case, Quantum Break didn't come close to selling. They took a huge loss, and that's kind of why Phil kept talking about the model and how single playing games are kind of not sustainable. Because you have to recoup that 5 to 7, and if you're not a market leader like Sony, it's just at that time that's what the struggle with Xbox was is they couldn't make these games with the base that they had at the budgets that they
They
were.
didn't even have any teams to make them. That's the problem.
Yeah, yeah, they didn't want to elaborate it until we know the story, until Game Pass came out of it and made it more sustainable. But the thing about Sony's exclusives, as well as Nintendo, they sell, and they don't, they don't get quantum breaks. Return, yeah, they probably took a loss on. Ratchet and Clank, I don't know. You got to do. I think you got to do a little bit better than that. But you got to realize, Ghost of Tsushima, 12 million. Spider-Man, 20 million. The Last of Us 2, 20 million. Those games are huge, big successes.
Well, I think Spider-Man sold around 13 million. God of War sold around 12. Last of Us sold a lot, but the whole point is that's what Sony was saying, that they're only concentrating on big games, right? So like again, for every one that you mentioned that sold a lot, there's a Days Gone, and then there's Death Stranding, and then there's Returnal. So it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable though. Like Tim, that's why it's not sustainable, because all those losses, like all those games, are going to cost more to make as the years go on. Like that's the point.
Just look at Days Gone. Just they're not having a sequel. Death Stranding, 5 million. They're probably not having a sequel. It's because, like I said, it takes that much money to recoup. Now I don't know, like the numbers. You're right. Spider-Man was like last at 13 million. Say it's 15 million now, or whatever. Or then you added Miles Morales, whatever. But those games, you have to. The thing is that you have to hit it out of the ballpark, or you risk a big problem. So I think that's what the guy is talking about when he talks about sustainability, and he does have a good point. But
well,
on
I don't know. It's only been proven that these services increase sales, right? So that doesn't stop them from selling them on the PS5 and the PS4, where most all their games right now are announced to be. That also doesn't stop them from taking that team they just bought to port their games to PC and having them port more of their games to PC to sell stuff that way. I mean, there's ways to recoup that money without even losing it by trimming the fat. Like, there's so many issues around a lot of these studios and the engines that cost them time and money, let alone some of the people they have in charge. Like, they can get around some of these issues by refining their process as well.
It's not even just Sony and Xbox with that problem, right? Like, EA was dealing with that. Like, they tried going with a lot more services, and then they stopped and were like, all right, well, we'll give people like a lower budget and bring out games. Like Jedi Fallen Order sold 10 million units, right? And so they were like, that exceeded our expectations by like 5. Yeah, well, exactly. It's a Star Wars name, right? So that helped them a lot. And
it was
Ubisoft is doing the same. And Ubisoft's doing the same thing. Like every game they bring out, even if it's single player focused, like Assassin's Creed, they have a shit ton of content put on it from DLC and everything like that, because that's where they make their money. Like, that's the whole point. Like, people don't understand is, like, these games are expensive, even more expensive to make than ever. So, yeah, everybody is going to want to bring more money into it, get more DLC, get skins. Like, that's how they make their shit back. And that's why it's not sustainable to make one single-player game and then that's it. Like, it needs to sell in the beginning a lot. Like, that's the whole point. Like, Days Gone sold a lot, but still not good enough.
But that's why you surround it with a bunch of other games that are, that have all those DLCs, microtransactions, that sort of thing. You don't have to put those things in every title. That's not how you make it sustainable. You make your game how you want to, but just make sure you have some of those others that people do invest money into and all that in the service as well. That's how you do it. And
well, that sounds like one developer carrying another developer.
There's some of those games in Game Pass, There's those types of games in Game Pass.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they have a collective budget for something like Game Pass, which they do, and they know they're releasing their titles, they're going to sell in every way they ever have, plus they're going to be in Game Pass, and they're collecting monthly revenue there, you could share a chunk of capital and not be afraid to take as many risks because you got some money to eat into. Sycamore does elaborate, by the way. He does say, Fonz, you have to remember Xbox division didn't go crazy for big budget games on Xbox One. They didn't have any studios to do that, man. All their studios, they didn't have any. They had 6 studios a couple years ago. He says that model didn't work for them. Games as a service. Anyone. Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with either of those things, man. They didn't have the manpower. They had done all these second, third party deals to even have launch games for the Xbox One, and then they had to spend an entire generation building studios.
And let's not act like they didn't pour money into Halo, Gears, and Forza either. I mean, those games were very expensive to make. It's just that they didn't have the teams, just as the dealer said.
And they didn't have the budget at the time either to build those teams because of people like Terry Myerson. So Satya came in, he was convinced that this could work, and it went.
They had the budget. They weren't allotted the budget, though.
Well, that's what I mean.
Had the money.
Have the budget,
exactly. Right? It's messed up.
Microsoft, trillions of dollars, $2 trillion capital. They're worth over $2 trillion right now. That money isn't for Xbox. Like Xbox is its own budget, so that's how
that was the whole debate, though. At that time, was that they don't, and it wasn't matter because if they were making money. See, Quantum Break was the real game that I probably maybe spurned Phil to look otherwise into how we can make this model work, because they took a big loss on that. I don't care what anybody says.
The game sucked.
Yeah, well, but they took a big money loss on it, and that's where it kind of came through. And if you remember, then they probably looked at Scalebound and they were like, you know what, we're not going to be able to do this, not make money. But thanks to Phil and thanks to people like Mikey Barra and Mike Nichols that came up with the Game Pass idea, and it's they might have taken hits in the beginning, but it seems to really be kind of sustainable now, or getting to the point where it is.
Well, I mean, yeah. Hopefully those guys are. I know Mike Ibarra is. You said he was helping oversee Blizzard and stuff right now. Hopefully things are going smoothly there. It's been a minute since I talked to Mike. That whole Activision situation again. Hopefully that goes over as smoothly as possible. But hey, I do want to go ahead and say what's up to Punkadish. We've got Others Inc. in the chat. We've also got Acute Perspective. We've got Obi-Wan. And, of course, Haggart once more. And there was someone else I wanted to give a shout-out to. So Shady, shout-out to you in the chat. Lethal Papa, shout-out to you, brother. Get online if you're not. Oh, and Wilmy Hood, Game Beyond the Box. Check them out tomorrow night. I'll probably be on that show soon if history does repeat itself.
I'm getting so much hate now because I said Quantum Break sucks. People are like, no, it doesn't. Well, dude, I beat the game. I almost got like 1,000 achievements. I tried giving it a chance, but holy cow. I just don't like Remedy games. Simple.
Yeah, me neither.
I just don't.
Me neither, bro. Remedy can,
But hopefully the next game is good, which, who knows? We'll see. Huh? Hey, Raiden Blade, he says, does Sony own the Death Stranding IP or Kojima? That is Sony's IP. That's why it was put on PC, actually, because they own it, I think, right? So, but yeah, we do got another one here from Horace. Shout out to you. He says, I'm sure Sean Layden is flying over RDX HQ in Flight Simulator saying, put some respect in my name. He says, all three of y'all. And he secretly loves Xbox. Horace, I see Horace on Twitter tearing it up. Do appreciate it, brother. And shout out to 1,200 people still watching this live, guys. I do appreciate it on this Dead Ass Tuesday. Hit the like button if you haven't. Let's try to get closer to 1,000. I know it won't happen, but let's aim for that. And we do appreciate it. Seriously, everyone in the super chat, every channel member, everyone in the chat, we do appreciate it. I'm done stalling. We can move forward. By the way, real quickly, Mass Effect Legendary Edition, right? The remasters is basically what they are. Of the first three games far exceeded expectations, apparently. Nothing, just kind of a drought.
You don't say.
Compulsion game, Zucker, you have to shut up on that Dead Space remake, all right? If you missed the last week,
I
2
didn't
weeks
say
ago,
about the Dead remake. I said that I'm getting sick of all these remakes of games I've already played.
Hey,
Give
every
me
Dead
something
Space
new.
fan, go follow Zucker and attack. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm looking forward to the
I
Dead
got
Space
a big
remake.
box of subs.
I'm looking forward to the Dead Space remake, man. I think they're going to do the creepiest thing we've seen in games in quite some time.
I don't think it's a remake of the three games. I think it's a completely different game in the Dead Space.
No, it's a
it's
like a remake
of the first game.
You fraud.
Is it a remake of the first game?
What the hell? Where have you been?
Because I got into conversations with people and they're like, it's not just a remake. Like they're gonna read like a new story, and I'm like,
they're gonna have story improvements.
Story improvements on the first title, and also mechanically, they're gonna add more mechanics into the game. So it's not going to be like when they added more mechanics in 2 and 3, they're going to add some of those into 1. So that's what they're doing. It's gonna be awesome, dude. Come on.
Well,
Dead
I mean,
Space
that's
is
another
Listen, I'm
remake
looking
that will
forward to
exceed
it, but I just want
expectations.
something new, man. I just want something new. I'm just saying.
Personally, for me, that game, the original game, is so old. I don't even remember it, man. I just remember the
What?
guns, and I just remember the guns
What?
putting them sideways and like slicing the aliens. Yeah, it's been a you know me.
The,
games
the,
are-
I was
limb,
making fun
the,
of
the
Zucker's.
limbs, the limbs and shit. You could like just start shooting
Yeah,
legs off.
that's
That's actually how you
that
kill them
was awesome.
faster. You
That's-
chop
yeah,
their
that-
limbs off.
Yeah,
that was
that's
so
what
good.
that's what sticks out to me. So, with that being said, this remake isn't too bad for me because the game is kind of older and it's a complete remake. We're gonna get next generation visuals, and I think it's a good way for everyone to jump back into the franchise. So this one's not so bad like the other remakes that are like more recent. You know what I'm saying?
And I implore everybody to jump into this remake because we need to show them some love, man. We need more Dead Space games created, brand new games.
Yeah,
created
listen,
with
if
this
it's
this is a
like-
test basically for EA to say, should we reinvest in the Dead Space franchise?
If it's like what I saw in Demon Souls, where they completely remade it, then I'm down.
This
But
is,
if it was
this
like,
is way better than Demon Souls, Souker. It's,
They
it's
are.
next
They
gen
are
only.
listen,
completely
no.
remaking
I'm
it.
saying visuals. I'm saying visual. Like, because
Yeah.
like when I was
Where
playing,
have you been?
listen,
This is a complete remake, bro.
listen,
Where have you been?
listen. What I'm
Oh.
talking about is that the remaster or whatever
What a
of like
fraud.
Mass Effect. Like I enjoyed it. I was playing it, but it still looked like
That's
all right,
not. It's not the
this.
same as Mass Effect.
That's a remaster.
What kind of a
That's
monster
not a
would do
remake.
that?
That's a remaster, Zaki.
God.
Everyone put it in the chat. Zockey. Zaki.
Zaki.
That's your new name, Zaki.
You got to make the O
here?
a 0 though.
Oh God, don't do it.
Do it.
Yeah, Dead Space is a complete from the ground up kind of reimagining of the first game, but probably closer to the story than to the first game than maybe let's say the reimagining of Resident Evil 2 would be, right? Like that Resident Evil 2, Fonz, you got to play those damn games. Those third person reimaginings of 2 and 3. Those are games you should
No
play,
thanks.
brother. I know you're scared of Mr. X.
Yeah.
He calls him Mr. Six.
He's coming for you.
Yeah, I mean,
I
those games are
played
fun.
those original games
They're not
so
the
many
same.
years
They're
ago,
not the
and
same.
I know they're not the same, but I don't.
I'm just too scared.
They're okay. They're okay.
No, it's good. Resident Evil 2, the remake, the modern one. I played it recently. It's good. It's really good.
Actually,
and Dead Space was good.
I always feel like because I've tried Resident Evil 7, and there's kind of a stiffness to it that I just
Oh,
don't
no.
like. Even the Resident Evil 2.
No, there is a stiffness to it, but
It's a
Resident Evil
stiffness
2
thing
is
that I
pretty
don't
good,
like.
man. The remake of 2 is pretty good.
Yeah, man.
Do I hate that it takes like 18 bullets to put a zombie down?
It
and when you
does
shoot them in the
sometimes,
head?
yeah. I'm convinced
it's
it's
like,
tied to your the amount of ammo you have. I think the damage
yeah.
scales there.
Yeah, they just put one cracked out zombie coming at you, and it just empties you out, and you're like, cool, thanks, game.
Yeah.
I remember Zocker's corpse fell out of a locker and it scared him. He was streaming it. And he
No.
cried.
I was opening. You're like, oh, Rand's in there, and I opened it, and then Rand fell out, and I was like, ah, it just scared the shit out of me.
Rand. Well, yeah, the Resident Evil games, Fonz, if you're looking to play something, man, you got to give those games a chance. Like they get
Yeah,
very
man.
Metroidvania with the remakes or reimaginings, really.
See, that's the thing. The gaming's not dry right now for me. There's tons of games out there to play, and I'm playing games, so it's like I'm not looking for anything.
Well, if the
That's
moisture
good.
runs dry, you let me know. I'll send
And
you some
then
Resident Evil.
just in a couple of weeks, I've got the Ghost of Tsushima DLC, so I'm looking forward to that for my AAA excitement.
We get a lot of Zakis in the chat. One of the super chats, Danny. shout out to you.
Zaki.
Zaki. They all spelled it wrong. No, I spelled it EY. I like it better. But yeah, let me give a shout out to Sycamore once more. He says 360 was heavily invested, and they didn't actually have the studios. Yeah, that's true. Do not forget that the war chest was opened during that time. They just didn't open it the way that it's not the same Microsoft, brother. But he says Microsoft realized this isn't sustainable and needed to change things. Well, think about it though, man. I mean, Game Pass isn't. I mean, Game Pass did help convince Satya, but labeling everything as games as a service when in fact those games sell more because of that service.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not. It's not. You can't put this in a box. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the Ascent developers just said they made like over $5 million, and that doesn't include the Game Pass. Like, so they're happy as hell.
they
'cause
were
it was
paid
12
before the
people.
game released to put it in Game
Yeah,
Pass.
they were
D&D.
exactly. So not only did they get a check from Xbox and Xbox helped them develop the game. I think they helped with some engineers. They said they also got the money out after the fact.
Hmm.
Like
Those out
plus
there
the
that-
promotion.
those out there that are saying that they're not putting enough, like, they don't have a lot invested in their first party games. You got to remember, also into Game Pass, you get a lot of money that they're investing into multiplats as well being put in there. So
super facts. Hey, Punkadish says Zaki and Socks. Shout out to you, brothers, Zox and Socks. Divine.
Now they're saying Dealy.
Dealy. Hey, Divine, by the way, the Super Chase says Dead Space is the only game that legit had me scared. Can't wait. Yes, sir. Dead Space 1. I remember playing Dead Space 3 and enjoying that in co-op, and I went back and played the first two.
Oh, it was great.
So, yeah. I mean, those are fun games. But again, guys, thanks for joining us. Hit the like button if you haven't. Let us know your thoughts and what you're looking forward to coming to Game Pass. And we just covered Mass Effect Legendary Edition exceeding expectations. Yes. Compulsion, by the way, awoke from their eternal slumber. They've kind of been radio silent, really, when it comes to really anything decently not major, but major.
For 3 years?
For 3 years.
Yeah.
And they do say that 3 years ago, we launched We Happy Few into our fantastic community filled with everlasting love and support. Everybody and everyone who supported us, thank you for coming on this psychedelic journey with us. These guys are tweeting this out now. Why, Zaki?
I think they're getting ready to maybe announce something soon, or they're just like, hey, we're still alive. Like, I mean, I know they went kind of like they did for like 3 years. They just kind of like stayed quiet. We know for a fact they got a new building. They've expanded a lot, and they pitched something to Xbox to make a AAA game. I think they were going to be kind of put into that, like, hey, you'll make like a between AA, AAA game, and we'll see what you can do, and if, blah, blah, blah. But apparently the game that they had pitched was pretty good, and Xbox liked it. So they gave them the funding. They hired a crap ton more people, got a whole new like studio going, and that takes time. Like, even the Fable team, right? Like, they started that at the end of 2017. And we still haven't even heard anything from them except for like the little trailer announcement last year. So this stuff, like building a studio, building talent, getting people on the same page, takes a long time, people. So I think in the next year we'll hear something from a Compulsion. Maybe even end of the year, maybe a Game Awards or maybe Gamescom. Who knows?
Maybe Gamescom.
I would say I'm going to comment on exactly what you said, because I've actually heard that quite a few times, and so the story goes that they were seeing all these other studios grow, and supposedly they pitched Phil that they wanted to be bigger, and they have a game. They got the studio, like you said, supposedly can hold up to 120 developers. When they were acquired from Xbox, they were 45 developers. So you're looking at them probably growing twice in size, maybe.
That's triple in size.
Yeah, triple in size or close to it. But what I heard was that they kind of like made their case, and then I heard that Phil saw what they pitched, or I guess he maybe got briefed on it, and he was happy. So I think that they got something good in the pipeline. And Xbox liked it, and they granted them their wish. Not everyone wanted to be, that was the big thing. A lot of people were saying, oh, it's going to be Game Pass fodder. There's going to be just a bunch of AA's. But what happened was, listen, they're humans just like they know exactly what everyone on this podcast, they know what's being said, and they made a case for themselves. And that's the last I heard. I heard exactly that that they're growing, and like I said, it takes time. Get a new studio, you got to hire new people, come up with the concept. But what was shown to Phil, from what I heard, was positive, and he was happy.
So they showed him Mecha Assault Remake? Because that's what made me happy.
They're the one studio to really keep an eye out, because they could come up with some. Like, listen, when We Happy Few came out, they touched on some touchy subjects that you would think Microsoft would kind of, steer clear of, but they're that talented, and they're like kind of warped in a way. They're very talented writers that they could push out something that's really unique, really, really crazy, or something that's kind of, really different, and could have some really interesting stuff coming from them. I would definitely watch them as a studio. They could probably come up with some stuff that nobody was thinking. Like I said, they came up with the Happy Pill, and I remember when that came up, I had actually interviewed them, and they did get pushback from that. But that's the type of studio that they are. They're willing to take risks. They're willing to push the boundaries, and I really am curious to see what they're doing next.
What's happening here?
What the hell? What was that?
Sorry, I was listening to Tim, but I was watching your gameplay, and you did like a freaking airball layup to like close out the game.
That's why I laughed. You know what it was? I was like, fuck it. We can win this. We're not even really trying. Whatever. But I just threw it all. I wanted to throw it off the backboard and catch it and lay it in, but just to see if it would work. And obviously it didn't work.
Oh my god. Sorry, Tim.
Hey, yeah. He said, "What the hell's happening here?"
Basically, just all that what you said is I do believe is true, and like I said, I'm really interested to see what they'll probably come up with some really crazy stuff.
Yep.
Oh shit!
I'm looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to the game.
Well, yeah. I mean, Tim's right, and I believe every single word Tim's saying. If that's what he heard, Compulsion have kind of a checkered history, but that the nameplate's there. That the guys inside of the studio have changed. They've added more talent, and they've got some decent talent too, based off what we've seen. Some of the posts say. So that's hopefully best hopes for all that good stuff. I'm glad they're saying something because I forgot all about them. Compulsion. Yep. Edward Hodge, by the way, he does say would love to hear you guys pitch a new IP to your favorite developers. Yeah, that would be something that I would have to take some time to think about. Something that big it could potentially think about it. When Halo first showed up anywhere, which apparently they got, it was originally a Mac game. They had no idea that it would be what it is, right? Generate billions of dollars. Microsoft have at least $4 billion franchises. The only publisher to really do that, I think. Well, now they might even have more now that they have Bethesda. So yeah, these games could last for decades and decades, so you really got to think about that kind of thing. Zaki, I heard
Hey Blizzard, Warcraft 4.
Warcraft 4.
Go F yourself.
Just give up on Blizzard, okay? They're done.
I did, all right, I did.
But yeah, that's cool. I'm looking forward to the Dead Space remake. I'm glad that the Mass Effect thing did all right. Don't let the fucking B team do Mass Effect next time with the Andromeda. That's what they did, and they fucked themselves over. So dumb, poor oversight. Some of these big companies like Activision, EA, they can't get out of this fucking rut where they just hire moron after moron to oversee everything. And hopefully they learn from their mistakes and just hire an actual gamer that cares about the actual consumer, the whole reason your company exists. That would be kind of nice. Speaking of games, Xbox's Twitch Gaming Showcase was on earlier. This is one of two different events we'll talk about. And Fonz, you did say you actually watched this thing. For one, I got a few questions for those that caught the highlights like myself. One, did it last 3 hours too long? And two,
yes.
Did they really let Twitch control the pacing again? Because they weren't supposed to do. They were disappointed last time Twitch did.
Okay, I don't know if they let them control the pacing, but the pacing was awful. And honestly, I could do with way less of these hosts that they have from Twitch talking over these streams. Look, no offense to them individually, but they were saying some things even about the games that they got wrong, and people were upset. If you read the comments on the video there that's on YouTube from the event, people are like, how could they get this wrong or that wrong about the game? And it's just like, less talking, more games, please. That's what we're here for. By the way, shout out to Xbox for just, really putting an emphasis on these indie games and really putting spotlights on them. I think that really is an amazing thing to do for these developers. A lot of games were shown. A lot of stuff, admittedly, is not for me, but there was a few titles that I saw that I was interested in. There was one title that was pretty cool. It was like drawn. It was called I think Inked Tale of Love or something. It looked pretty interesting. It was a hand-drawn game where your character kind of looks like a little samurai warrior or something. But it looked interesting.
Was that game
the other
with
one,
giant
though,
mechs there?
no, it wasn't.
Hmm.
The other one was an audio-based game. I guess there was a demo out for Xbox last year called The Veil: Shadows of the Crown. That one, it just reminds me of back in the day when I read some choose-your-own-adventure books and listening to old-time radio shows and stuff. It was really well acted. It sounds like it's got a great story, and they're saying that it's a pretty difficult game. But it's all audio based, which is really intriguing to me, and I really want to check that out when that drops. But yeah, they just showed some good things, but man, the only thing is they really need to pull back from the Twitch hosting.
So they let Twitch basically take control of the show. Tim,
It,
do you know anything about that?
seems like it. It seems like it.
So, and we know that they didn't think Twitch would bring 90 minutes out into 4 hours last time. Was that what it was, Tim? Last time they did this?
It was 4 hours last time.
This was the exact complaint that was last time. Listen, I watched the first 10 minutes of it or the first 20 minutes of it. Nothing against the hosts, but the girl right from the bat was like, you could tell she was clueless. And on top of that, you have her overly going, gushing about stuff that I don't even think she knew what she was talking about. So
that part, dude.
It just was.
So what'd she
crazy.
say? She's like, well, like, what did she say?
The first thing was like she was like, is it a sequel? Like she didn't even know the game, and the guy was like, well, no, it's not a sequel. And then just like the way she comes up, like he said something looked like Mario,
lying, bro.
and it's like didn't like I don't know what she was just like. I don't want to bash her, but she just didn't seem like she knew what the hell she was talking about.
And then the other host, Tim, the other host was saying right off the bat, he was like, I don't even play indie games. I play AAA games. So you're gonna have to help me out. I'm like, what? Like,
and then just like it was like over the top. And then listen, for what I heard that this is a special time for the developer to introduce itself to you, the gamer, and this is like their first rodeo. This is the first time that they're showing face. So they want to have an audience rather than just show the games off, everyone shuts it off and then do the thing. So they do purposely, span it out, and I do believe it is it's a Twitch host thing, but the format's horrible. The content is good. But like, listen, you got to do better with the hosts. You can't have guys and girls that you like. Listen, when you can tell right away when somebody doesn't care. That happened on, I believe it was Jeff Keighley's show for when we had the the COVID E3 or whatever that was, the game showcase. They had people like saying, I don't even play Halo. And I'm going to go to the bathroom during that part. Like that's insulting to people who really take this stuff seriously.
Yeah.
And just overall, you just got to do a better job there. The content was great. It's like you said, shout out to them for pushing this content.
Yeah.
But the format sucks, and like just don't seriously, like whoever in Seattle, whoever the hell is overseeing that shit, do better, man. Like we could tell it's bull. Like he started off the way it started off. Bond, you know exactly what we're talking about. It was like embarrassing. It's like, come on. And then all the comments, just go look at Rashad Era's thing on it. It's all that. It's all like, what's up with these hosts?
Yeah, even Rashad Era actually got something right. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's just like I was reading the comments
Acquisition season.
It's like everyone was like, "What the hell's going on here?"
Vontae says, "Talk that shit to me." We've also got David BGS who does say, "Bro, the dude on that show that was rubbing oil on the id stream and was scratching himself was cringe." I'm so glad I didn't watch it. I'm so glad I didn't watch that.
Yeah, Tim's not lying at all. When he said, "I don't even play indie games. You're gonna have to help me out here," telling the other co-hosts, I'm like, what? Like, why did they choose him then? Like, what was the point of this?
That's stupid.
Well,
And then you could tell they always have this level of overacting. So when they would show a string of games afterwards, wow, that looks incredible.
holy crap.
And I was just like, dude. And I was telling Zocker before the show, I said, man, Zocker, you and I could do a better job than these guys
I
did
was surprised
today.
that Zucker called me after the show and he said how great they did and what a great show it was. So I was confused about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Zaki.
Zaki, okay. Yeah, Zaki, yeah, he might be able to host it. Maybe. Hey, I'm going to talk about some stuff I was told again. Probably here in the next topic. We got to get moving here. There's a new update on the Xbox.
Was muted.
Series-
Fuck.
Oh, stupid Zaki. Didn't
I didn't respond. I hate you guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's perfect. Xbox adding night mode for those that are curious as to what the hell night mode is. It gives sort of blue light. Who gives a shit? Even at the top, I said, yes, this is a topic because I was getting questions about a night mode. But yeah, it's something that ruins your image quality in case you have trouble getting sleepy while you're playing games.
I have to say something about this because I'm scouring the news for topics to try to, make a video and everything. And it's like, it's all dead. So I'm looking through YouTube and I come across this thing. Big new update to Xbox Series X. And I'm like, oh, what's this?
It's a
play it,
Randall
and it was
thumbnail.
that. It was about that. It was about turning down the brightness on the X on your console and your TV. Like, I was just like, really? This is the big update?
It's a big one.
The
Vaughn.
dashboard?
Yeah,
It's
it
a
was pretty
big
bad.
update. You better put some respect on its name, bitch. Hey, by the way, I was told that Sony are investing money with From Software again to make another exclusive title, and it's apparently not a Bloodborne sequel or anything like that, but it's kind of in the family. Of course, what the fuck else does From Software make? They made Dark Souls 7 times and called it different shit. So they are apparently dropping some money with From Software to release a title in 2022, 2023, somewhere around there. And I'm thinking, how big is this damn From Software team? Like, how many games, how many Dark Souls can they make at the same time? Like, how big is this game? And how many people do they have? Zach, you have any idea how big From Software is? They're making an exclusive title for Sony, apparently. It's going to be a perma exclusive, like Dark Souls or Bloodborne was.
They have 300 plus developers, employees in their
So
studio.
they're not even the size of Coalition when they released Gears 5.
No, they're not the size of Coalition. And speaking of money investment, Sony just invested like $1 billion in Crunchyroll for anime shows.
Yeah, because they're going to pad their services, right? Their
Yeah.
TV services and stuff.
Yep. They're gonna pad it. They're gonna add it on because they have to compete with Game Pass, and right now they don't have everything set to go in the same model that Game Pass is, and they see the numbers. Like, you think Sony sits there and likes the numbers that they're seeing the growth of Microsoft's Game Pass? They don't like that, and they want that money. They feel they're entitled to those customers too. So it makes sense, and I think it's a good acquisition. To be quite honest with you, cost them a lot of money, but that just shows you how
I
important
heard
this
that
is.
the rumor is that they may be wrapping that up into PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, I heard it too.
I really do not care because I don't like anime.
You don't like Crunchy Rolls?
You don't like anime.
I don't like anime, bro. I have like so many friends that are like, you just haven't seen the right one, and every one they give me, I'm just like, this is trash.
No,
I
I
don't
like
most new anime. No.
I like anime, and I gotta say it has a big audience, man. So
Oh, it does. It's selling really
this is
well. Like
huge.
manga, anime, all that. That's doing really well in like the States. It's
Shout
doing
out to
really
all
well
the hentai
everywhere.
watchers.
It just doesn't like, I don't know. It just doesn't resonate with me, man. I just don't care. Like I just don't. And I like Batman the animated series. I like that kind of animation. Like
No,
that to me is like, yeah.
Well, I'll admit it's an acquired taste, but there's something for everybody in anime.
Let's
man,
start talking about
honestly.
anime real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, D's like,
Yeah, please.
you gotta watch it. You just gotta. No, there's some
Yeah,
decent shows
definitely,
out there. But yeah, let's go ahead and again, full exclusive is what we know of right now. I don't have a name right now. Might have one next week. But it's not Bloodborne 2, but it's something in that family, is what I was told. And this is the same source that told me about the Iki Island thing when I leaked that on Twitter or whatever and talked about, expanding to new horizons, the Ghost of Tsushima deal expanding to new horizons, right? So that's, yeah, we'll see if that happens. Not super intrigued right now when it comes to who it is or what game they could be making, because I just know that it's another Souls type game, and I'm just not into those unless it's Jedi Fallen Order, which I think balances the combat, or at least the tedium of it, much better. Then I'm into it. But I don't like starting with nothing and just running back and forth and, same shit over and over and over. I value time too much.
Or even Ghost combat, I prefer. I prefer it over Souls combat myself.
Don Osaka, by the way, he does say Phil has said multiple times that Compulsion's next game is one to really look forward to. Yes, but he said that about a lot of studios as well. Not that I doubt it, but yeah, he says it's a story-driven third-person action game. So that'll be interesting.
Ooh,
what kind of pills do you think you take in that, Fonz?
The red pills.
Tylenol PM. But thanks, Don Otaku. Do appreciate it. He says next time they need RDX to host. He's talking about the little event they have. And then
we
Lord
could have done a
Starkiller.
much better job.
Yeah, third job. We'll do some voiceover for Joe on Song of Iron 2 as well.
Yeah. We got to do that.
It was cool to get his perspective on Halo Infinite and how he worked on that for 5 years. So we had Joe on last week as well. He jumped on randomly at the end, towards the end of last week's show, and he was on the whole show the week before. Check that out. But Lord Starkiller, awesome. Shout out to him again. Hang on, I'll come right back to you. Lord Starkiller says we need to have the RDX team host the Twitch game showcase. RDX would show Twitch how it is. Yeah, maybe it'd probably be too many F-bombs, and I wouldn't even be able to be there for 4 hours. My chair would be empty.
Such bad hosts. Like a like reindeer game comes on. Dealers like trash. Moving on. The developers coming on for an interview, just kick him from the Discord channel. Moving on.
And then Zucker's like, my friends all told me about this reindeer game. All of them are super excited about being on Game Pass.
Every time D opens his mouth, it's just nothing but censored bleeps. Bleep, 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 bleep.
Oh God!
Joe comes on his walkie-talkie.
Jose in the super chat, by the way, he says they chose him because he was blind gamer. 18% of gamers being. Hey, what was that? 18% of gamers being represented here. Only AAA games make effort. I don't know. There's a lot of smaller games that do make effort for accessibility. But you are starting to see it a lot more in games. I do like that. You're saying it's a waste of time? ? Nobody said it's a waste of time. I didn't hear that once. So no, we definitely have always backed up that kind of stuff and actually praised Microsoft for leading the charge on some of the accessibility things they're doing. Mm-hmm. And it's awesome. Even the damn disability controller. What the hell is that called? What's that controller called? The white one with the two pads. I'm blanking on it. I'm sorry. It's awesome. It's really, really cool stuff. And I'm going to figure out how to get better at fighting games with it, too. Just try it out. I got to try it out.
Are you talking about the adaptive controller?
The adaptive controller, yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what are you talking about?
Well, no one else said anything.
Okay, keep going.
Anyway, Dan Lazaro, shout out to him. He says every serial killer documentary now involves a weird kid who watches anime. Just saying, oh man, anime watchers. I'm sorry, Dan said that. He's savage. He's really a nice guy. It's not a big deal. I do appreciate you guys checking this out. 1,000 of you still here. Hit the like button as we kind of close out with the final topic. Again, thank you so much for what you do and showing up. We do mean it. I know I say it a lot. That's because I mean it a lot. And of course, as always, hit the like button. Tell a friend about the show. We're coming in on Xbox's Gamescom announcement that they are doing Gamescom. What the hell are they going to show us at Gamescom, Zaki?
Well, they what's his face also. Aaron Greenberg said to keep expectations in check, but
they said that last time and it was good.
Yeah, he said that for the Game Awards show, right? And then it was like perfect dark, and everybody's like, "What the fuck?" So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think we'll see some more games, like kind of like just to wrap up the year.
Yeah,
I think they'll show games about like what was shown at E3, but a little bit more in depth, probably. And kind of focus on the ones coming for this holiday season. That's what I think. If there's any new announcements, like, hey, that's cool, but I think they're saving some of the announcements for maybe the Game Awards because I think there's a way bigger audience there.
XO, to our knowledge, is still a thing, right?
Yeah, XO. I don't know. We haven't heard much about it. I think they would start talking
X86 it. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm looking forward to the Xbox show. I don't know. And I think Paris is actually hosting it, too.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Okay.
And some other Lily, I think, right?
Yeah, the girl from Xbox UK. She's been a couple of times. She's been on some of the showcases.
Yeah, so they actually have some pretty decent hosts. You know, I liked what Paris did at E3. It was a pretty good show that he put on. It wasn't weird or cringy. It was pretty good. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think the biggest thing here is, and the biggest question here is, are we going to get Halo campaign gameplay, and or if not that, are we going to get a Halo release date? I do think it's possible you can get a Halo release date. I do think that they're going to have some, some news. I don't think it's going to be overly, intense or whatever. It's going to be that much. But the big thing here is that they could. I don't think that they're going to be taking the team off the game right now to make a demo to show, and especially with the critical nature of what happened last time. I think they're being really, really, hands off on that, or taking that like really slowly, or they're just not gonna. I don't think they're gonna show it, but if they could just show something like a Halo, like just like Master Chief, and then give the release date, I think that could be big news, because it's gonna come down to we got Forza Horizon's date, and if we can get Halo's date, that'd be big news.
It's Paris Lily, sorry, and then it's Kate Yeager. There you go. That's the people that are going to be hosting it. But yeah, I mean, I want personally like something from Halo campaign. Like the multiplayer, we've had enough of. Everybody's seen it. Like we know what it's going to be, and it's been really good during the tech review. Maybe they announce another tech preview weekend, or a couple other things for Halo. But either way, I just want campaign stuff.
I would love campaign stuff, but go ahead, D.
No, I was just gonna say I think we're gonna get campaign stuff. I don't know if it's gonna be particularly at this show. I think we're going to get it closer to the launch. I think it might be its own event, just in the way that Microsoft does its thing. I just think it'll be its own thing, so they can just focus on that. I think before the holiday season, I think there's going to be one game that surprises. If you look at Microsoft's like track record, they usually have one surprise game per year, and I think we're gonna get one. And I think it's just going to bolster the holiday season, man. It's exciting times, but it's kind of the off season now, so I just don't see them going full blown with all the Halo stuff. I think a little bit later.
Well, we got a lot of comments in the chat about the anime. Dan, you set them off, man. Donna Otaku, by the way, he does say, he reminded me the gunk is a thing as well, right? This isn't just something Zucker cleans off, out of his room every 6 weeks. It's definitely a game, and it looks kind of weird, but it looks kind of cool, right?
I have a little machine that gets rid of it, like in the game.
A little Roomba? Hey, he says if the gunk isn't at Gamescom, it's delayed. I hope not.
Yeah, I would agree. If it's not there, kind of like like Warhammer Darktide got delayed. A lot of these, like, people don't understand, like, a lot of the big third-party AAA games that were coming to Game Pass or Xbox, like, those got delayed. A lot of games did get delayed into 2022, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Gunk get delayed, because we didn't see it at the E3, we didn't see it anywhere, and it's kind of been quiet.
Well, I mean, what'd you do with it?
I forgot to keep the lights on.
All right.
What about the Bambi simulator? You think you're going to see that, dealer?
That game actually finally got a damn release date, didn't it?
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I mean, it was a long time ago we saw
D's like, oh, did it? Pre-order.
You gotta headbutt some Xbox soap out of a vending machine. That's one week. What are you talking about? Zoffer's chickens? What?
I have no idea what they're saying. Chicken and baby carrot is what I'm eating.
Yeah, the crackhead in the chat saying tweaked over and over. I just think this is again the best chat ever. You guys are awesome. Again, do we know of anything substantial at all? Is this going to be primarily an ID at Xbox show? Any elaboration? Yeah. So, chat, basically, no, Forza Horizon 6 will not be there, okay? Yes, and I mean number 6, not this one, the next one.
Yep.
It won't be there. So, Don, thanks for reminding me about the gunk. That's another one I definitely want to try out. There's 2 Dons. Oh, that's Dan, my bad. So, yeah, thank you, guys. Again, we're going to do some outros. Maybe say some goodbyes and write some letters. And you guys let us know your thoughts. Hit the like button on your way out. We do appreciate you guys. You power the show. Make it what it is. Tell a buddy. And, of course, subscribe. Support all these guys. They make great content. And one of them is going to make a Cyberpunk review in the future.
I I don't.
You're gonna do it, Fonz.
Is it a guy that made like 10 Cyberpunk videos?
In one day.
Oh man.
It's like,
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm like, I fucking hate you guys.
What kind of a monster would do that?
God damn.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan. All right,
We'll see.
Fonz.
Hey, Fonz.
Fonz, tell people where they can find you at Fonzarelli Gaming. And what you've been
They
playing.
can find me. Yeah, Fonzarelli Gaming right here on YouTube, and I'm playing The Ascent and Omno right now. Really cool little indie game. We talked about it earlier in the show, but anyways, yeah, play those indie games, folks, that are out there. They're really good right now. Really enjoying it. And as far as anything else going on, I got Games Talk Live this Sunday. And Dealer,
Huh?
are you gonna make it? Are you gonna make it for Games Talk Live?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna make it.
Yes. So Dealer will be my guest this Sunday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So check
We're gonna
that
talk
out.
about all kinds of secrets.
Oh, we're going to talk about secrets upon secrets, and you know, the
Recipes.
biggest Series X, the chicken you can make. Dealer knows how to make
All right,
chicken.
Fonz
He
lost that
seasons
one,
it
but
really
basically
well.
be there at Games Talk Live.
Yeah.
Yes.
Games Talk Live Sunday. We're gonna have a good time, me and Dealer.
I can't wait to not be the host and be on the show at Fonz.
Yeah,
It won't be the first time, but you can't find that
gonna make
episode.
you feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Chat, it's gonna make him feel really uncomfortable. So be there this Sunday.
No, I hope. You know what? Thank you to the chat too. You guys have been awesome, man. Seriously, amazing. Every week, love hearing from you guys, and it's awesome to participate in this chat every time we're talking and stuff. I'm talking to everybody in the chat. They're always awesome.
Yeah.
Bring a lot to the conversation as well.
Mm-hmm. And a big part of that's our mods, of course, as you often say, Fonz, Nano, Lethal, Wilmy. We got Obi. We've also have Kirby
Gaming,
who's
yeah.
in the chat. We've had all kinds of moderators pop in today and keep it moving. So we do appreciate it, guys. Follow Fonzarelli Gaming on YouTube. You can find him on Twitter. My last post. And shout out to you too, Timmy, Violet as well. But Tim Dog, tell people where they can find you, buddy, and what have you been playing?
You can find me on xCloud, Tim Dog on Twitter, and you could also find me here every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. The mic issue is going to get fixed. Like I said, my job's changing, so I won't be being on the phone. Thank you for getting me through this and dealing with it. Overall, I've been playing Ascent. I tried Ascent. I love Ascent. Definitely a co-op game. I played a little bit single player. It's very hard. Dodgeball Academia. I did about 4 chapters. Really into it. Really cool game. Just pick up and play. Flight Sim. Just pick up pretty much every day and just do a quick flight or just fly over somewhere. Still playing the show. Really the Game Pass. There's that game. What's that game called, Fonz? That we were talking about earlier. That's on Game Pass.
Omno.
No.
No, the other one, the blood thing. I'm gonna try that.
Blood Roots.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that. Game Pass has really been paying off in dividends. It's been doing real good for me. So I've been very happy with that. But see you next week. And like I said, the chat, everyone listening, thank you for putting up with the mic. And see you next week.
Definitely. Zonker, tell the people where they can find you, man, and what have you been playing?
Find me on Twitter, Zalker87, YouTube Zalker87, and I've been playing a lot of games. I beat Omno in one sitting, which was awesome on Game Pass. I beat Sunset Overdrive over the weekend on my PC. That game is freaking awesome. Then I started playing Iron Harvest, which again is on Game Pass. It's a RTS game with like mechs, and it's set like in a dystopian 1920s future. It's pretty cool, dude. So and it has one of the best campaigns already that I've seen in an RTS. So I recommend people check that out. Obviously Rocket League, Siege, all those other games, Far Cry 5, I've been playing those. And in 2 days, I'm going to be playing the shit out of Hades. I want to see how it is. Hopefully I like it. I know I've heard a lot of good things. So, I've heard it's the best roguelite out there. So I'm looking forward to playing that on the Series X. And yeah, man, that's what I've been playing and obviously making content. So yeah, chat, you guys are the best. We'll see you again next week. And honestly, you guys are the best chat around.
Follow Zach87. Always interesting things to say. And we got to shout out to what just happened. Shout out to you, brother. And then Biggie Butters, who says, great show, guys. And And as usual, now I can go back to watching ponies wait for the abandoned app to drop. It's something about today, man. Savage. We've also got D-Batch, brother. Tell people where they can find you, man. And what have you been playing?
You can find me on Twitter at D_Batch, and of course on YouTube at DBatch. Over the weekend, played Back for Blood. Playing some COD. I'm gonna try Hellblade out, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Yesterday was pretty crazy day as somebody broke into one of my cars. So yeah, I didn't play anything yesterday. Was a downer. Anyways, was a good show, and I want to say something to Fonz. Fonz, the perfect
I don't think he's
time
here anymore.
Oh, he's gone?
He had diarrhea. He messaged me. He's gone.
Oh, damn it. Well, the best time for him to do his Cyberpunk review is when they release the update for the next gen systems. I think it's the perfect time for him to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I told him that for sure.
Whenever they release that is when I'm actually going to play it on PC.
Yeah, you know, I said before that, you know, the ray tracing is not going to bring too much of a difference to the game, but just seeing where the console versions still are, like still the state that they're in. Yeah, at this point, if you haven't played it, definitely just wait till they update the game. It's going to run and look a lot better. It just sucks, man. There was so much hype on this game, man, and like it excuse my French, really shit the bed, man.
Really shit this, you know, hey,
Stupid bitch!
Hey, you fucking bitch. Hey, shout out to Flapjack Juice. Yeah, we're finishing our outro with Sarah. He said he was just about to start from the beginning. Thank you so much, Sarah. We do appreciate you. Didn't see you in the chat this time, but I did at the same time, so it's okay. You can find me at dealer_gaming, and of course, II space dealer space II on Xbox Live, and of course, yeah, subscribe here on YouTube. Hit the bell icon. I'll be dropping content this week. I'm wrapping up kind of the moving process here, so I'm trying to get everything finalized. And when that happens, I'm starting up on videos again. So I'll have a video out Thursday or Friday, and then another one on Monday. And from there, we should be back where we were, right? So that's definitely the content I prefer to make. I get people saying, I don't want you to just do podcasts. You know, usually I have one a week, and I'll have 2 videos a week outside of that, or 1 if I don't have time. But I'm kind of adding and putting more time towards this. So just as my outro, I just want to say thanks for your patience for those that messaged me. And definitely I'm getting back to the videos twice a week, hopefully this upcoming week. And that's kind of where I'm sitting right now. So again, you guys are amazing. Thank you for doing what you do. Everyone that supports the show, shows up, hits the like button even. And especially the guys that contribute the super chat, the patrons, all that stuff. I'll be adding to that in the coming month as well. We're doing a Game Pass giveaway for channel members, and I'll probably do another one for patrons as well. And I'm gonna redo some stuff, integrate some stuff, get the super chats to pop up on the screen. Right? If anybody knows how to do that, you know, and wants to save me some research time, send me a link on Twitter. That'd be amazing. And yeah, we are going to go eat and stuff and play some games. So we'll see you guys later.
Later, everybody.
Zalker's a fraud.
Fonz, take care of your diarrhea, man. It's okay.
Yeah, Fonz bad diarrhea. He said it ran down his leg and everything. I was like, why are you telling me this?
Oh, wow. His socks are
yeah, so